But why are you crying? You're supposed to be happy.
Because I'm so touched by your generosity.
Oh, but you deserve it. You worked for it. I didn't just give it to you. You earned it. You gave me good service. You did everything. And so that's just the beginning. Okay?
Thank you. We hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
we'll be in touch.
Of course.
Okay? Okay. Thank you. You guys, she's crying because I gave her a tip. That's how appreciative they are out here, man. She gave the tip back twice. And then I had to explain to her, I was like, I give everybody tips. I give the omelet lady tips. I'm going to give the people at the front tips. Tipping is the secret to success, you guys. You have to tip. Spend $10, $20, man. It makes all the difference in the world. Trust me on that.
I found a place, it's a Phu Quoc, where people don't know, but they really should. And the people so nice, they really good. I met some old ladies who were really rough. Massage lady waving, saying hello. Saying hello, they saying hello. You can get them open for the hello. 5 hour day, not no hundo. I'm finna stay here for the summer, or maybe longer, maybe forever. Don't know what you been doing, but you should do better. Stop doing what you been doing, man. You should do better. They say hello. Massage lady saying hello, saying hello. They saying hello. You can get them open for the hello. 5 hours a day, not no hundo. They say hello. Massage lady saying hello, saying hello. They saying hello. You can get them open for the hello. 5 hours a day, not no hundo. I found a place, it's a Phu Quoc, where people don't know, but they really should. And the people so nice, they really good. I met some old ladies who were really rough. Massage lady waving, saying hello. Saying hello, they saying hello. You can get them open for the hello. $5 a day, not no hundo. I'm finna stay here for the summer, or maybe longer, maybe forever. Don't know what you been doing, but you should do better. Stop doing what you been doing, man. You should do better. They say hello. Massage lady saying hello, saying hello. They saying hello. You can get them open for the hello. $5 a day, not no hundo. They say hello. Massage lady saying hello, saying hello. They saying hello. You can get them open for the hello. $5 a day, not no hundo.
Hey. What up, Zoom Tribe? That was for a lot of y'all that didn't get to see the episode, man, about this beautiful, fit, feminine, friendly Vietnamese woman who spoke perfect English. A lot of y'all saw the episode. It's doing really well. Some of y'all didn't see it. But me being in Phu Quoc, man, Phu Quoc, Vietnam, a lot of y'all haven't heard of that. And that's what I like. Because then y'all can't say, oh, he's... whatever y'all like to say. Whatever the things like to say, man. I found my own little piece of land. Nobody's at. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm staying out the way. Having a good time, enjoying myself. I've been reading the comments. Did you and Elle break up? No, man. If me and Elle broke up, let me give you guys a secret, man. Because people are so drawn to the negative. If I said, or me and Elle broke up, I would get 1 million views because people are drawn to the negative. If I said, we're having a wedding, we're getting married, it would get X amount of views. But if I said we broke up, or God forbid, I caught her cheating, or whatever it is, y'all eat that shit up like Skittles, man. But it's not the case, man. We good, man. I'm just quarterbacking from over here right now, figuring out the situation because, you got it. The visa rules have changed. I explained this to you guys months ago when I said I was leaving. Oh, he's capping, he's this, he's that. And now y'all see, man, it's like I didn't go to the typical places everyone else goes. I went to my own spot, figured it out on my own, and we'll just see what happens, man. You know what I mean? I believe in the system. I believe in doing things the right way. So, we're gonna let it do what it do out here, man. But I love it. I love it, man. And I don't even drink coffee, but the Vietnamese coffee is so good. Like everything out there, it's almost like when I first came to Thailand for the first time before it was all oversaturated. It was just like being in a place like your own secret paradise. That's kind of what this feels like. I got a beautiful view at the balcony. Y'all seen that? Look at that every day. I wake up, I pray, I thank God, man, for the day, everything, man. But this is a beautiful place, man. As you guys can see, the waitresses are sweet. They're beautiful. But you know what? I got to tell you guys, I got to be honest with y'all. This is real. This is real. Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. What's that supposed to say? Yes, man. Yes. I got to be real with y'all, man. It's like sometimes it feels too good to be true, man. Sometimes being in Thailand or Southeast Asia just feels too good to be true, because not only do they give you great service, they're fit, feminine friendly, beautiful, but like it feels like if you ask 100 women if they have boyfriends, 90 of them gonna say no. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's like a universal thing or they really don't have boyfriends, but literally like everywhere I go, most of the time they said, I played golf in Vietnam. It's very cool. I want to give a shout out to my panel too. I got Guap tapping in. I got Andre from Love Crossing Borders tapping in. I got Obsidian tapping in. We're going to look at a couple videos. We're gonna break this all the way down, you guys. This is the year-end extravaganza with all of my favorite YouTubers. A lot of my favorite YouTubers, some couldn't make it. Shout out to the lead attorney. I was trying to get everybody. Shout out to Skylar. He's back in the States. And I wanted to bring on Anton Daniels. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but I would love to have like a talk with Anton Daniels to see where he's coming from. I just watched his last video. We're going to look at that too. I have my take on it. Guap might have a different take. Dre might have a different take. But it sounds to me, my personal opinion, like he was like cleaning it up. He was like basically saying, I'm not saying all of y'all. I'm saying these specific people. So that's the way I took it. We're going to talk about that and see how everyone else took it. So I took it as if, you know, he's like, not y'all, them. So that's the look I got. We're going to talk about, I mean, the Floyd thing has kind of been ran into the ground. I mean, it's like everybody got the same video. Everybody's, you know, saying the same thing. Everybody's trying to get traction on that. It's like, you know, if you guys want to talk about it, if the panel wants to talk about it, cool. I'm good either way. You know, Austin's been catching hell. You know what I mean? But you know what? I got to give Austin credit, man. The way he handles himself, him and BMT, man, the way they stay smooth and stay cool. They don't get taken off their square, no matter what happens. You know what I mean? I'm a little more fiery, you know what I mean? But they just real smooth about stuff. They don't really trip, because you know who's taking the biggest hit out of all of this Passport Bro thing? It's like BMT, because he has a Passport Bro app, Austin, because whatever people think about him, but it's more on them than it is on Floyd, in my opinion. Floyd ain't really catching the hell. It's like they trying to blow it on everybody else, which is diabolical to me, because this person did it. I watched a few different examples. Like, you know, I was watching Austin and he was saying how, don't get me wrong, I'm not defending or taking anybody's side. I'm just calling it like I see it. You know, he was like, you know, if a person was with a fraternity, you know, Kappa Alpha Psi, whatever example he used, and one person from that group did that, you don't blame all the Kappa Alpha Psi. So that's what he was trying to make in that point. It's like, it's almost like they were looking for the reason to like throw that jacket on, you know, people that don't deserve it. My opinion, you know what I mean? So people like El Guapo, people like Andre, we got years of receipts, you know what I mean? So we know it don't apply to us, but, you know, some people don't have the receipts. Some people might have, you know, been in situations that they might regret later on. You know, luckily, you know, our reputations precedes us. So we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna show some stuff. But first, I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna tell you something funny. This dude right here, this is like my brother. Like literally like my brother now. Like him and I are like, it's almost like literally to a point, like if I don't hear from him, I don't talk to him in like a couple, I'll be like, damn, man, is he good? I heard from him. He's been out of the spotlight for a minute. He's been handling business with work and family and all of that stuff. He made a triumphant return last week, and people are excited to see him. And we love this dude. He's the kind of person that you feel comfortable knowing that he's at the helm. You know what I mean? You know, I'm getting older. You know, these guys are younger than me. You know, you got to pass it over to the younger guys, and some people might consider him old. I saw somebody in the chat. They said, what did he say? He said, what did he say? He said, a bunch of old heads talking, where the young men on the panel, right? But that's what I mean. Like, it's that type of thinking that where we lose in America, because in every other country, man, the older people is where you get your wisdom and your knowledge, and where the mistakes that we made, we try to help you guys so you guys don't make those mistakes. But you just want to hear, whatever it is. And speaking of older people, I got to give a shout out to Leslie Lynch, the godfather of the Zoom tribe. What did Leslie say? He said, Richie Mack, I just got out of the hospital 6 hours ago, but I'm here. Love you and L. What would I do? What would the Zoom tribe do without Leslie Lynch, man? I mean, this guy, we're in constant communication all the time, man. This dude is always sending the twos and fews, always supporting, always there. He's part of the Patreon. He's just in the family, which is why I call him the Godfather. He's the oldest, he's the most experienced, and that's what I mean going back to respect. You know what I mean? He has to get that respect. He's lived more life. He's been through more experiences. He's watched so many different changes, man. We're going from, you got to remember, certain people, they grew up when it was just a transistor radio. They didn't even have a TV. You know what I'm saying? Then they went into the big booty black and white TVs, and then we got color TV. You know what I mean? And then these big old wide fat booty color TVs. And then all of a sudden, we got CDs. We went from 8-tracks and cassettes to CDs, and now we got MP3s. It's like there's so many facets of life that this man has experienced, man. And you gotta respect that. You gotta give him it. So shout out to Leslie Lynch. Les, I usually read the super chats later on, but I had to say that to you. I love you. Thank you so much for being part of the family. I'm so glad you're okay. Just keep on moving, man. We need you. We need you. At least 100 more years. So just keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. Don't stop. Don't stop. As long as you're breathing, you can't stop. So anyway, Leslie, love you. Thank you so much. I will give you a super chat later on. And that's another thing too. Bringing the guy I'm gonna bring up next. I make no bones about it. I stole all of my ideas for super chats from this guy. Like he's the best. Like, you know what I mean? His super chats are way better than mine. He has a whole elaborate setup. I wish I had time to put it together. I have a whole thing where I can show you guys. Well, if he'll let me though. Guapo is very personal. He might not want you guys to see the I was gonna say the nuts and bones, but I know Guapo paused me on that. The inner workings. The inner workings of the Guap studio. But without further ado, man, let me bring this dude up. You know him, you love him. I don't got no sound effects, Guaps. I need you to give it to me. Ladies and gentlemen, the speaker, the elaborator, El Guapo.
Yeah. Extra Brazil. What's good, team? Salute and salutations. What's up, Rich?
What up, Guap? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Sitting here watching this Ravens Packers game, man.
Matter of fact, let me expound on that. This is the type of dude Guap is. I was saying earlier. Now, for y'all that don't know, that don't follow Guap, make sure you subscribe to his channel. But Guap he's like Upper Baltimore, as far as I'm concerned. These people are like, you got the bougie, you got the hustlers, you got good content. This dude is Upper Baltimore, right? But he loved him some Ravens, man. So he was like, so before he knew the game, he committed and said, yeah, I'll do it, sure enough. Then he hits me up like a day ago, like, man, Rich, I'm gonna keep my word, but man, I gotta watch my Ravens. I got no problem, Guap, no problem.
We fight for our lives, man. We fight for our lives right now, man.
What's the score?
20-14.
When he said
so, yeah, we're winning 20-14.
Oh, you're winning. Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah,
right.
But it's I'm a little mad, man. Let me tell you a story. So I live in the boondocks, as Richie Mack would say. I live in Mayberry, right? So I don't get the local Baltimore broadcasts, where it comes on WBAL or what have you. If you're from Baltimore, you know what I'm talking about. So I paid for NFL Sunday ticket. I dropped like $400. I don't know how. Somebody look up how much NFL Sunday ticket is. Man, I go looking for the game today. I can't find the game. Why is this joint exclusively on Peacock? I had to pay $11. $11 for the ability to watch the game. And I know I'm going to forget to end the subscription. I asked LaBea to remember it, but she's won't forget too. So it is what it is. Somebody sent me an email, remind me to cancel this Peacock subscription, but I'm mad. What I paid $400 for if I don't get every game? You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Right, right. But you're here with us, baby. You're here with us, and you get to watch the game. It's the best.
Yeah, I got first world problems, dog.
Yeah. Speaking of first world problems, Guap, let's get right into it. We ain't gotta mess with this. Brazil, for you guys that don't know, Guap took me to Brazil for our birthdays. Our birthdays literally 1 day apart. Literally 1 day apart. It goes Dennis Sperling, me, Guap, in that order. Guap put me on Front Street and I can do this and you bullshit. He didn't say bullshit. Guap didn't really cuss like that, but he basically put me on blast about going to Brazil. I'm like, man, I can't go to Brazil. I ain't got no money for that. I was like, he just basically eliminated all the excuses. And to make a long story short, we went to Brazil, man. This dude showed me the best time. Spoke Portuguese. Like he shifted to a whole nother level once he got to Brazil, bro. Guap is an expert at Brazil. If any of you guys are going to Brazil, Guap, do you still do consultations, bro?
I do consultations. It's on a very limited basis, but I do them. Okay. You know, and it's got to be with a significant purpose or goal to achieve. I don't want to just chew the fat. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against having conversations with the team. It's just time is limited, and right now I'm in focus mode. Let's accomplish something if we're gonna speak.
Facts. So you heard it. Basically, he does do consultations, but you can't just be bullshitting, jerking him around, talking about go Dodgers. He wants to have a deep conversation that's going to help push you
a meaningful dialogue.
Absolutely. There you go. The Guap, a meaningful dialogue. So you guys check him out. But anyway, make a long story short, Guap, we know what's going on in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in Brazil? Do you think at this point it's beating a dead horse, or do you think it's something that needs to be discussed and elaborated on?
So I think there's a lesson. Let me take that word back. I know there's a lesson in this, and this is something that we talk about. If you have a consultation with me, especially about going to Brazil, there's certain things that I'll talk to you about, right? And I'm going to pull back the curtain just a little bit. One of those things is just because you're skin folk doesn't mean you're kin folk. So just because somebody looks like you and speaks the same language that you speak, you know, that does not mean you have to affiliate with them. You're going to other countries to embrace the culture and expand your horizons. You should be trying to integrate more with their culture versus going to where it's safe and comfortable, your culture. That means take a couple of Pimsleur courses or Duolingo or something like that and try to speak the language when you go the first time. You're gonna butcher it. It's okay. But they appreciate the fact that you're actually giving it a whirl, giving it a try. Number two, here's a big thing. And I tell people this all the time. And I don't know much about Floyd. I've seen him on 2 channels. We mentioned, you know, Austin. That's apparent. And then I've seen him on Vibing with Fred. Shout out to Fred up in Bahia and everything like that. And you got to pay attention to those that are around you and develop some discernment. You know, that comment that you had earlier about, you know, a bunch of old heads talking. One of the benefits of age is wisdom. You don't start developing wisdom until you're 40 years old. Period, point blank. You don't. It's impossible for you to be a wise man at 25. You can't be that. And part of wisdom comes discernment, the ability to see into and through situations and understand what's going on. One of the things that I've known 20 years traveling to Brazil, you got to be very careful with the crianças, which is the children. All right. I've known for 2 decades, you don't even take pictures with kids in the background of your pictures in Brazil, you know, and those are those little intangible things that if you're with an OG, shout out to Anton, where the OGs at? If you're with an OG, you know what I'm saying? Then they can pull your coat when it comes to stuff like this. Not going to get deep into the guilt or what have you, but just the accusation in and of itself when it comes to Brazil is not a joke. Here's one thing I know about the Brazilian law enforcement, from the tourist police to the military police to the elite squad, the BALPI, You know, you go watch the movie Elite Squad, Tropa G Leech, and you'll see those are the cats that run up in the favelas and the slums and take down the D drugs lords. Those are the serious cats. They will not be made fools of.
Mm-hmm.
And one way you make a fool of law enforcement is take advantage of the most vulnerable part of their population. So I can't prove anything, but I don't think that the accusations are coming from nowhere. Here's what I know. Everything ain't for everybody. Rich, you've heard me say that plenty of times, you know, and it used to be that all of this information was passed mouth to ear. All right. You know, one thing I did hear Austin say that I somewhat agree with is that, you know, the passport bros thing should have been somewhat fraternal, you know, like you should have to pay dues and everything to claim the title and all that stuff. And there's a part of that, the fraternal part where the intricacies of what's going on in a place are passed mouth to ear. I agree with that. I agree. But on the flip side, I wish that the cats that are now stuck in the middle of this, that have platforms, wouldn't be so willing to just let anybody on and collab with anybody. You know, my YouTube mentor, shout out to the lead attorney, you know, he's warned me from day one, be careful who you collaborate with. And that is sound advice from another old head. So a lot of lessons that are learned there, but I'm going to tell you right now, Brazil's not America. Thailand's not America. This is why I kind of got on Anton a bit when he started talking a little bit haphazard about Thailand. Man, bro, you can't do that. You know, if you ever plan on going there. You know, you've got to be careful and please defer to the expertise of those that have it. You know, and finances, notoriety, all of that stuff does not equate to expertise. And sometimes your hubris will put you in positions where, you know, you can FAFO, you know, and I don't want that for Anton. I don't want that for Austin. I don't want that for Fred or anything like that. But had a conversation and at least be willing to hear the information. And there, what you do with it is up to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting that, Rich, how many countries have you been to, bro? Do you know?
I'm headed towards 30, about 25. 25
yeah, I'm headed towards 30 as well. And, you know, between the two of us, we got a century plus of living together. How is it that we somehow have not run afoul of any of these local governments, of any of these things that happen on YouTube, scandals, anything like that? How is it that we've been able to accomplish it? And one thing we all have in common is we have platforms.
Facts.
All the folks that you've had in your videos, I haven't seen any of them caught up in any scandal or anything like that. All the folks I've had in my videos, I haven't seen any of that. You know, I haven't been threatened to have to get out of a country. I'm not taking shots at anybody, but I'm just saying there's a way to do this. And I hate to be like this new derivation of quote unquote passport bros, blue book gentlemen, traveling men. Honestly, a lot of it is the blind leading the blind. And it's not my responsibility to school you. It's your responsibility to get all the information that you possibly can to operate and move as efficiently as possible. Because clearly you guys are bumping your head and you're doing it on an international stage with a platform. It's literally self-snitching. I don't get it. Rich, I'm going to tell you something. Now, I'm married. I'm married now. Shout out to LeBea. LeBea is watching.
Married. Shout out to LeBea. Happily married.
LeBea got me my driver, dog. I'm so happy. I can't wait to hit that junk next week. Anyway.
Yeah, this dude's showing off his driver before the stream, man.
Don't hate, appreciate.
I don't hate him.
But yeah, so here's what I'll tell you, man. Dag, I done forgot my thoughts. See, that daggone scotch.
You start talking about he's got the scotch.
Got the scotch.
You'll
Yeah.
bring it back. We'll bring it back. We got Tim Howard's in the building. Theo's in the building. Okay.
What's up, Tim Howard? What's up, Theo?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I remember now. So here's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, I can remember when I first started traveling internationally. I went my first international trip. I was 19 years old, and I deployed to Keflavik, Iceland. Man, I took pictures everywhere. And then I went to Saudi Arabia, and then I went, to Sigonella, Italy. I went to the Azores. I went to Ireland, Dublin. I went a lot of places in the military, and then I got out, and then I went to Brazil for the first time, and it was photos galore and video, and I needed to capture that moment over and over again. And you know what the benefit of wisdom has taught me?
What's that?
Certain things you document, certain things you don't. I can't remember outside of YouTube the last even remotely scandalous picture I've taken anywhere in the world. I can't remember. And not even with YouTube. I don't take scandalous the pictures or video for YouTube. And that's one of those things that this is one of those instances, gentlemen, that you can have anything that you want. You can have a great time in Rio de Janeiro or Medellin and Cartagena and in Bahia and Pattaya and Manila and Angeles City, but you can't have everything that you want. You can't do all that and take pictures and take video and show everybody and tell everybody what you're doing and not expect to be under the eye of scrutiny.
Facts.
And that's what's happening with a lot of these content creators now. And you got to pick your spots, y'all. That's all I'm saying. You got to pick your spots. But the cats that know and are juiced in places like Brazil and stuff like that, I'm getting word from some people that are higher ups. I have lawyer contacts down there. I have a lot of contacts with people in business in Brazil. Couple politicians. I'm not going to get into the details. They're not viewing it as a whole black men thing. They're not viewing it as a whole passport bro thing. But hold on, let me do my close up. Where's it at? Let me do my close up. But they're being hyper vigilant for like activity. So you want to remove yourself as much as you possibly can. As you possibly can from anything that's going to be considered deviant. Just don't do it, yo. And definitely don't document yourself. Just chill out, man. Do like Grover did with Tip Travels, with all the different restaurants and the foods and stuff like that. But you sitting there, and I got smoke for a lot of cats in Brazil. Dog, just chill out for a minute. Just chill out. And we'll have a conversation behind the scenes if you're willing to have it. And if you're not, Godspeed to you. That's all I got, Rich.
Okay. All right. The thing, well, we're going to take a look at what Anton Daniels had to say. And I want to hear your response. We're going to take a look at.
I'm not happy with Anton. You okay with me not being happy with Anton?
I mean, as long as we tell the truth and we speak from our heart, it's like, you know what I mean? I did a consultation with Anton. I booked a consultation with him. I don't have an issue with Anton. I think sometimes, like some YouTubers, sometimes people troll. I just don't know him well enough to know if he's really on that time or if he's trolling to just, get an algorithm thing going. I really don't know. That's why I wish I could have him on the show.
I wish you would join too. So can we just spoiler alert the thing? Because I don't need to watch it. I can tell you why I got an issue with him. Can I say it? And I know I went off on my live stream. It's a couple things. I haven't been live in 3 months. This is me making El Guapo's making all the excuses right now. Listen to me. I haven't been live in 3 months. I was through my monologue, my montage, all of my, my notes and everything. And I was tired and I was 3 scotches in. And then y'all told me I had no idea he said it. So that was a real knee-jerk, pseudo-drunk reaction in the moment. But I stand on everything I said. Here's why I have a problem with Anton. This is my issue I have with it. And I root for Anton and I support Anton to this moment. Not that he needs to care. But here's what I'll say. When you have a platform, you have a responsibility. people are going to listen to you to a level that you don't expect. You remember being a young kid, maybe 5, 6 years old, and your mom or your dad told you something that was like gospel? There are people in this world that listen to you on your platform, and the things that you say is gospel to them. So when you say something for a specific group or demographic in the moment, and you put them at risk because of the words that came out of your mouth, this is the one disagreement I have with Kevin Samuels. Everybody shouldn't have power. Having a platform where people actually listen to you is power. And I don't know a lot of stuff. I am not a real estate guru. I am not a decamillionaire. And I'm not taking a shot at you, Anton, but I am a leader. Like, trained leader from 19 years old to 47, officially by the military, United States Air Force Academy, everything that you can imagine when it comes to leadership. I've been through it. Everything. John Maxwell, all of that. When you have a platform, you have a responsibility. And you having that video come out, what was it, a week, 5 days ago, and saying what you said as recklessly as you did, and then coming back 5 days later and trying to clean it up is like you having front page news on the New York Times. These brothers are going down there buying box. I've said, did he not, and I quote, lightly quote, did he not say, and I have seen brothers fly 4,000 miles to get Ladyboy box? Well, first of all, where have you seen that? I don't believe you. Second of all, that is a dangerous narrative, bro. Dangerous narrative. And you can't just easily put that on somebody. So you coming back and trying to clean it up 5 days later is like it being on the front page on Sunday, and then on Thursday you print a retraction in a 2x2 box on the 8th page of the newspaper. It's not good enough. And I will never believe that Anton's stupid. And I will never believe that when it comes to business that wasn't calculated. So I don't buy it. And here's the last thing I'm gonna say. Let me go off 15 seconds.
All right, go ahead.
I will not let Anton or anybody else hold me to a standard that they won't live up to. And Anton is the king of going off. So no, bro, I don't hear you apologize or none of that stuff ever. So don't hold me to a standard. Oh, you got to understand. No, I don't. I don't buy it. You will not dupe me. I'm not going to be gaslit. Anton, that was intentional. And if you really meant, yo, my bad, I shouldn't have come out, you should have said it right then and there, right away. So I don't care why he did it. It's the fact that he did do it.
All right. But I'm
sorry.
You went off.
I'm sorry, sir.
I got it. In fairness to Anton, he didn't retract anything. So I don't want you to think he's talking out of two sides of his mouth.
I didn't see the second video. My bad.
Yeah. He didn't retract. That's why I was trying to catch you in the middle of it, because he did. I'm gonna let him tell you what he said. This is what
a series of excerpts from a video.
Claim here, I'm almost okay with them going over there, and they'll sit there and say, "Oh, Anton, you dick policing." No, I'm not. I'm just calling out predatorial behavior. You was a lame here, and you a lame there, and you liked kids, and you went to a place where you felt like you could go and do it a little bit more effectively. I'm telling you, bro, listen, y'all keep acting like I'm the bad guy because I identify dudes that are out there doing some of the worst things ever. And they think that just because they go to another country, that it makes them valid in being able to do it. No, you're not valid in being able to do it. You still a sexual predator, and y'all want to act like, oh, no, man, listen, the women is just more submissive over there. All of this other shit, bullshit. I believe it's called sex tourism. You a trick. You a John. And now we're starting to discover that you're a pedo. You're a John. Now, let me preface this by saying that it only applies to the people that get offended. The only people that get offended are the ones that I'm talking about. again, I say it and I use this example all the time. If somebody say, oh man, all black men is broke, you know why I don't get offended? Because me nor all of the people that I'm around, a lot of black men that I know are not even close to broke. They are thriving and surviving. So I would never respond and get offended when somebody calls something out, because we know over there in Colombia, they telling y'all to get the fuck out of there because y'all over there fucking up the money. The Dominican Republic is poor as hell, and that's the only reason that they continue to let y'all over there, is because they ain't got no other way in order to make money, especially over in some of these cities that's some of the most degenerate places. They're not thriving. They're letting you come over there because they know that they ain't got no money. So in order for them to be able to survive, they got to let you come over there and feed their people with the American dollars that you bring in on your Spirit flight.
Okay.
So for the people that are traveling to these countries because they truly care about the weather, the culture, they want to see something different, they want to, whatever. And if you just so happen to meet a person that you fall in love with, that's a completely different conversation. This ain't applicable to expats, and this is not applicable to people that actually do things the right way. Now, if you're doing things the right way, then you wouldn't give a fuck. But this sicko is, I think, more of a closer reflection of what I see being communicated than anything else. And just because they don't say it out loud, don't mean that you can't read between the lines. We know what niggas are saying.
All right. So Guap, wouldn't call that a retraction, but he did clarify. That's the point I was making. What is your what's your thoughts on that?
So one of the first things that was taught to us when I was in college, as we were about to be America's newest officers and everything, fighter pilots, intelligence officers, what have you, is to pay attention to detail. Now, the chronology matters here. If I'm not mistaken, Anton's video where he initially said all that stuff about brothers buying box and ladyboy box and whatever, was days before the announcement of Floyd being arrested in Sao Paulo.
Fact.
That is a convenient straw for him to grasp at after the fact. So in trying to clean it up, saying that you're trying to identify us as this, that, and now PEDOS, I don't buy it. Convenient straw. That's number one. Number two, now you want to be exclusionary. You weren't being exclusionary in your first diatribe where you talked about us, man. And dog, I'm an Anton fan. I am subscribed to Anton Daniels. Real talk. I was in, where was this last year or this year? I was in Detroit for training for my job. I can't remember if it was earlier this year or if it was last year. I absolutely reached out to Anton and I let him know, yo, bro, I'm coming to your city, man. Let's break bread, blah, blah, blah. He was heading out of the country. We didn't get to link up. And I would still do that now. You know what I'm saying? So this is not me beating up on Anton, but all I'm saying is all money ain't good money, dude. And what you're doing is detrimental to people out there that are really doing it. When Andre did his montage during his live stream of the brothers that are overseas and doing things like that, my younger brother is unmarried, no children, 32 years old, makes great money, and can travel. And what Anton had to say could have people, especially with the platform with over 1 million subscribers, could have people looking at my brother funny style overseas. And when this is why I kept saying on the last live stream, when you're trying to blow out somebody else's candle to make yours shine brighter, that's not right. It's not right. I didn't say fair. The world's not fair. I said it's not right. And here's what I'll tell you, man. Like, honestly, I get it. This is the villain arc. When you mess up and you say something wrong, what do? Most villains will double down on the BS. I recognize what's going on here. I get it, bro. But you don't need to do this. You're already successful. And I'm not talking about in business and in money. I'm talking about in YouTube. You don't need to do that. You don't need to break somebody else down unjustified for that. I'm gonna leave you with this. I talk about being elite, right? I went to an elite college. You needed a congressional nomination to get in there. I'm gonna put this dude's name out there because this was 20 plus years ago. When I was a freshman in college, there was a senior. His name was Andrew Smith. This guy was a freaking rock star, man. Fighter pilot track. He was part of what's known as the 500 Club. You know how you go to college, you got a GPA, a grade point average. At the Air Force Academy, you have a GPA, PPA, a physical performance average, as well. And you've got to take PFT, a physical performance test, and AFT, and aerobics performance test. Like you run 2.5 miles, you got to do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, all that good stuff. This dude was part of the 500 Club. 500 Club meant you scored a perfect score on the AFT. You ran that 2.5 miles as fast as or 1.5 miles faster than anybody else. And you maxed out all your push-ups, all your pull-ups, everything. This dude was a rock star, dog. Goes on, he graduates. He was class of 2000. Graduates, we come back to school in the fall. Rumors start to float around. Dude got caught with some, what do they call it? When they looking at stuff for the kids online, cheese pizza, they were looking at that. He got caught. Got caught doing that, man. Does that make all the cadets that go to the Air Force Academy, terrible people? What? We don't even speak of him as much of a rock star as he was when it comes to the core values of what we did. Integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Clearly, you don't belong amongst us. You have proven that. So if somebody else is going to say, hey, this guy, Andrew Smith, he was a rock star. It doesn't matter, bro. He has nothing to do with us because our core values, you can't even begin to live up to. This is why I said, bro, I'm not going to let Anton or anybody else hold me to a standard that they won't live up to. So no, bro, I don't buy it. Anton, we cool unless you want to be beefed out. But I'm telling you, we're cool. But that's some BS that you did, man. And we don't accept your apology because it wasn't genuine. And here's what I can tell you: if he ever sees this,
you put words in his mouth.
If he sees it, he's going to say like, "I wasn't apologizing," which is what I expect, dog.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he was saying that at all. I mean, I think sometimes Anton, he likes the beef. He likes the smoke. It makes for good content. I'm not mad at that.
He's a YouTuber. I get it.
But the only thing, like I said that when I did the interview with BMT and I spoke briefly on Anton, I was basically saying, bro, it's like you come from a different planet. You were married back when we still had cassette tapes and people were singing love songs. I tell my kids now, my kids are in their mid to late 20s. I tell my kids, I said, I want you guys to name 2 songs with the word love in it. They can't do it. Every song that we sang was about love and making up and forgive me and all the things where you can say things from the heart. There is no heart no more. It's turned up, twerking, like Dre say, booty bait videos, like it's a whole different world. So I think, Anton would be coming out of a time capsule if he had to re-navigate relationships here. And I think the first thing he would do is get on the next thing smoking. I don't believe he would, and like I said, I don't wish bad on his relationship, but I'm talking.
Yeah, God forbid, we don't wish that on him at all.
At all. He's a great example. You know what I mean? He got the Huxtable shit going on. You know what I mean? The family, the daughter. He's the Huxtable, so we like that. But the thing with it is, if he had to re-navigate the world now and recalibrate himself, he wouldn't stand a chance in the Matrix. My opinion. Yeah, you can get a temporary fix because women are attracted to a successful man, married man, but their colors it's just gonna melt. 3 months it's gonna melt. You're gonna know who it is. You don't get that same type of. Don't get me wrong. Women are women. They're emotional everywhere in the world, but it's levels to this. So I'm just saying, Guap. That's my whole thing. I think if he had to deal with what we had to deal with, I think he'd have a totally different mindset. What do you think?
Once again, I don't think I know. It would be it'd be a catastrophe, dog. It'd be mayhem in these streets. Anton, man, hell nah. And I really don't wish that on him, bro. 20 years? Bruh, you know what's crazy? So if he's been married 20 years, he got married in 05. I've been married 3 times since 06. Dog, that's an accomplishment. And I salute him for that. That is an accomplishment. It's not easy. It is not easy. But if he had to come back out here, all right, so I'm gonna let's pull the Wizard of Oz, pull the curtain back just a little bit more.
There it is.
My second marriage was only 2.5 years, but we dated for like a year and a half before we got married. So I was with her for like 4 years, right? The difference between when I was dating and I met my second wife to when I started dating again after I divorced her in 4 years, bruh. The learning curve was massive, dog. It was massive in the States. It was crazy. I met Labea. Labea, when did I meet you? 2019, 2020? I can't remember. So it's been almost 6 years I've been with Labea. I can't even imagine what it would be like to get out there in the dating game now, bro. Imagine being away for 20 years. Imagine being good at basketball, yo. The fundamentals. And you ain't taking the free throw for 20 years. And you got to get back out there. Dog. Nah, man. It sounds good. It sounds nice. What did he say? I don't have to go out and experience the world. The world comes to me. Okay. All right. You know, and look, I'm rooting for you, dog. I'll be in the stands rooting, dog. I'll buy the match for $11.99 like I did with Peacock tonight. But if I was on FanDuel and had to bet on you picking a woman in Detroit,
man, I'm right down the street in Chicago. You know what I mean?
And y'all got beautiful women up there. You got them Canadians that cross the border and everything like that. But the Detroit women and the Chicago women, no diss.
No, not at all. But that's
a hard sell.
The software is cold. And speaking of, and I got my OG. We got the OG warming up in the bullpen back there.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, man. We about to turn this into an all-star panel. And you know, once he gets to speaking, you know, this is one of the OGs for the manosphere. Like the OG, like you got to remember, you guys, like no matter, I don't really count value on like how many subscribers you have or how many views you get. It's all about the quality of your content. And people like El Guapo definitely deserve to get 100,000 more than me, just based on who he is as a person and what he represents. And we got to get his thing up. I know it means a lot. It is a personal achievement to get 100,000, no doubt about that. But people like Guap are people I looked up to. Guap, you don't know this, but this same shirt, I remember it's the shirt I wore when we first did our interview together years ago. I remember I looked at the video because you know I go through stuff looking for stuff, and I was like, it's the same one. And I was like, wow, El Guapo knows who I am. Remember, I'm in Thailand. I'm in a bubble. So I don't know who knows about me and all of that stuff. I just know I'm just out here doing my thing and people are liking it. But Guapo's like, yeah, I know your channel and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's the same thing for this man, Obsidian. Like, Obsidian is somebody who, his presence commands respect. You know what I mean? It's almost like, you know me, I'm a comedian. I'm a Hollywood funny. It's like sometimes when I'm sitting, when I get around Obsidian, I gotta bring that back a little bit. We got royalty in the house. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the old man.
Yeah, man. It's like Obsidian is, you know, he just represents class personified. And I'm so glad he's able to come and join us, man. But without further ado, let's hear it. Now, this man actually, Kevin Samuels pumped up his book. Like Obsidian's OG in so many different ways. He's an eloquent speaker. He's man. Hey, Guap.
Yes, sir.
You know nobody dressed like Obsidian. Like he'd be sharp to death.
Look, Obsidian wears the ascot better than me. Better than I ever did.
I'm telling you.
Dog, for real.
And he's so good, Guap. I love hearing him talk so much. When I get my super chat, I'm like, what's up here? Can you read the super chat? He's just so good. He's the like I said, everybody got different styles. Dre's gonna come on later on too. Like you have a style, Guap. Obsidian has a style, Dre has a style, but the styles are all different, but they're all effective and they're all great. So anyway, without further ado, let's bring up the man himself, ladies and gentlemen, Obsidian. Now, Obsidian, before you say a word, I got beef with you. I got beef with you. I got beef with Obsidian. I never say nothing to a man I wouldn't say to his face. Okay, I got to tell Obsidian I got beef. Obsidian has been promising me he's gonna come to Thailand for
yeah. I have been promising. Yeah, I have, and I have everything. The stars haven't aligned yet, but I'm going to do it. I definitely need to do that. I'm so happy to be here with my conclave brothers. These are my conclave brothers. We have a fraternity of our own. It's called the Black Manosphere Conclave, and I was listening to the brother El Guapo. In vino veritas. Sometimes in wine there is truth, and like you, Rich, I have a nuanced take on our brother Anton. My take on it is because I understand El Guapo's passion and fervor, and I respect it. So my first thing is with regard to our brother Anton. I watched the segment that he talked about. The brother Floyd is under investigation for potential wrongdoing in a foreign land. Okay. So here's the thing with though. That's a law enforcement matter. As a matter of fact, it's not even just a law enforcement matter. It is a law enforcement matter in another country. So it's not even local or national or federal here in the United States. It is another country's law enforcement problem. So that's number one. Number two, my question to Anton would be, why do you think it's incumbent upon you to kind of be a judge, jury, and executioner here, given that this is a law enforcement matter in another country? What I get from this is that nothing scientific, I statement. I have noticed, nothing scientific, I have noticed that girl dads tend to be very vociferous about matters that they tend to project their own daughter or daughters into. So the situation with Floyd, they kind of project that into it, and so on, both foreign and domestic. I don't have any daughters myself. I'm attempting to be very empathetic there. But I think that, and as El Guapo rightly pointed out, we have to be very judicious with these sorts of things. This is the reason why I don't like discussing legal matters, if I can help. To wit, the P. Diddy trial of last year, right? That concluded, back, what was it, the summer or whatever. I resisted discussing it. And the reason why was because that is a legal matter. The appropriate form to adjudicate that is in the courts, not in the court of public opinion. That's the reason why I resisted talking about it, because I think if we see the thing with me is, if you respect the courts, and I do, then let the courts do their job. Now, once it's over, once the trial is over and so on and so forth, people want to give their opinion, fine. But while you got an open investigation, going in with your commentary could actually do a lot more, and you don't have no idea where this thing is going to go. It's like throwing a lawn dart out there. You don't know where this thing is going to go. Let the authorities do their work. And then when it's all over, we can have the debate. So for me, I'm hearing what Guapo's saying, and I agree. And then there's the girl dad angle, and I agree with that. And then there's something else, and this is really this sensationalist type of thing. Put that to one side, legal matter. Where is the fervor about how Stella got a groove back? Where is that fervor? Where is that ferocity? Where is that enormous intensity of emotion about a black woman who wrote a semi-autobiographical novel, which then hit the New York Times bestseller list, and then within, 2 years, was optioned and then made into a major Hollywood movie starring A-listers, Angela Bassett in the title role, and Taye Diggs as her 20-something year junior lover. Where was the ferocity of intensity about that? Where? To this day. This book right here was written because of an incident that happened to me on YouTube 2 years ago. Wrote this book, 475 pages, 9 months, 45 chapters, 475 pages in print. One of the chapters in this book details another book called The Pursuit of Happiness by Bianca C. Williams of the City University of New York. She is an academic black feminist. She spent 4 years in the early 2000s, in the aughts. She spent 4 years tagging along with organized trips of American black women going to Jamaica. Jamaica is a favorite spot for black women for sex. I'm just going to call it for what it is: sex tourism. They try to clean it up and call it romance tourism. By the way, fellas, don't take anything what I'm saying on face value. Fact check me right now. Everything I'm saying, fact check me. The book, The Pursuit of Happiness, came out in 2018. Duke University Press, if I recall correctly, the publisher. She shadows black women from the United States for 4 years. The name of the outfit is called Girlfriend Tours International. It's the name of the outfit. So we're not talking about, Lone Ranger, because, black men got a problem with that too. That's something else we need to discuss, this Lone Ranger issue. We need to get that straightened out, but we deal with that by and by. I got time tonight. So this is an organized business. Girlfriend Tours International. It's an organized business that has black women going to Jamaica for romance tourism, right? In the book, which I detail in my book, the Jamaican locals, the local guys, they're trying to holler at the sisters over there from America. You know what they call them? Hey, Stella, as in how Stella got a groove back. They have how Stella got a groove back tours in country in Jamaica, in Kingston, in the Grill, in Montego Bay. That's what they're doing over there. Now, my question becomes, now this is like 20 years ago, these tours. She published a book in 2018. She was shadowing these women in the early aughts. So my question becomes this, my conclave brothers, Richie Mack, El Guapo. I see my conclave brother Theo Waff in the building, Chief Technology Officer for the Black Manosphere Conclave. My brother Andre is going to be coming up here soon, my conclave brother. My question for all the brothers listening that's watching live, that will catch the replay, catch the clips on social media is this. Look, if we're going to have a discussion about the passport bros, that's fine. That's a fair, we can have we're not, I'll always say this, we are not infallible. The manosphere, the black manosphere, we're not infallible. We're not the word of God. This isn't an article of faith. We're falsifiable. We can have a good faith, open debate, but why only them? Why not any discussion about Stellas? Why? I'll tell you why. Because Black America is a de facto matriarchy. There, I said it. This idea coming from Black feminists and Black progressives that somehow the Black community is patriarchal is bunk. And the proof, how Stella got a groove back. Nobody had a word for it. Anton ain't got a word for it. Nobody's got a word for it. And I'm not excusing what the brother, and I don't even know him. I'm not excusing what he has been accused of. Again, that is a legal matter in a foreign country. They will do their work. If he is found guilty, he will pay the price for that, as well he should. But let's not use that incident or a handful of other incidents to try to tar and feather Black men for doing what Black women have been doing for decades with impunity. And Black men have no issue with it. That's my opening salvo.
All right. See,
I can't yo. Yeah.
And you guys, I don't just stand. I stand behind what I say. That's the Obsidian book right there. Every time I go to the manuscript, I buy Obsidian's book. I think this year about saying we might have swapped, but anywhere it goes, I'm gonna support your cause. Anything you do, man. Shout out to him.
Thank
it's
you.
like
Thank you. By the way, I have plenty copies still here. Brothers, if they want them, I got plenty copies. If anybody buys a copy on the air, I will sign it live on the air for you. $100 to my Cash App. $ Obsidian Radio. You can see it kind of looks like a Bible. That was the whole point of it. 75 unsigned, 100 signed to my Cash App. $ Obsidian Radio. $ Obsidian Radio. Got plenty of copies.
Go get that book, bro, and get something out of it.
Obsidian, can I ask you something? I'm sorry.
I was just really quick off topic. I was going to say this is my guy. I don't know how you guys feel about.
Oh, Claude Anderson's the man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
That's
Black labor, white wealth, powernomics. Those are, I consider those like foundational works. So they're very important. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, Guap, I just had to get that out. Go ahead, Guap. I'm with you. What were you saying?
So I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring just in the conversation because I'm a girl dad as well. Not once, twice, but thrice over.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So, and it's like, man, it's like, I get that you want to have that perspective, but I don't know. The whole quid pro quo thing when it comes to having the conversation, of course people are going to make the points that are advantageous to themselves or to their platform or to their bottom line and stuff like that. So I don't expect that from Anton. Just as not even as a Black man, but as a man that is over 40 and has traveled a little bit. I'm just disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. That's all it boils down to. I'm disappointed with Anton. And I know it's going to be, I don't give a F that you're disappointed about me. I get it, dog. I get it. But what I'm saying is like, man, your words on that platform can affect other people in a negative way that did not earn it and do not deserve it. And we got to stop doing that. And it's got to be called out when people do it. And that's my only beef. That's my only beef with homeboy. It really is. And the fact he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but but it is what it is, man. Somebody said they have 4 boys. Well, bully for you, Roland Travel. I'm just messing with you, Roland.
Yeah, we got girls. God got us back. But
I finally got my boy, dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to Guapito. I bought him 2 new suits today. His first 2 suits.
You gotta keep
I was saying this earlier with our conclave brothers, the Kosher Clinician and Andre Spence, Love Crossing Borders Travel Unlimited. I was saying to them earlier today that, what I found very interesting, and I know y'all have noticed this too, it's kind of like a conclave thing. I've noticed that the people who tend to say the most about the passport bros in a negative light or the black manosphere in a negative light. I've yet to run into one who does that, who's actually been to a conclave. I never hear the party faithful at the conclave say things like that. I only hear it from people who never been to one. And that's very important here, because now 5 years on, we've done 5 conclaves. We're going to Las Vegas next year. Tickets on sale now, by the way, fellas. Y'all head on over to the website. Theo just dropped his new course. He's giving it away for peanuts, but that's his call to make. You know, you want to get in on that. So here's the thing. At this juncture, it's the last Saturday of the year, so it's the last Richie Mack show of the year. Here's the thing with me. I'm not really interested, personally, I state, I'm not really personally interested in discussing what people who can't, for whatever reason, after 5 years, can't be bothered to show up to one conclave. I'm just not interested, personally. I can't. Other brothers do what you want to do. I'm not interested in it. My whatever remaining time that the Creator sees fit to give me, I'm devoting it to the conclave. That's what I'm interested in. And we have a code. We do have a code. Matter of fact, y'all probably heard about him. I should go in the other room and get it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Scott Galloway. Y'all know you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
The white fella with the glasses, bald head, talking about the manosphere, talking about what the issues of men. He's mainly addressing white men, but nevertheless, he addresses the manosphere. Fine. He talks about the importance of a code. I am writing a book response, one long open letter. That's a book. I'm writing it as we speak. Just yesterday, I wrote the name of the chapter is A Man's Gotta Have a Code. Shout out to Omar from The Wire. We have a code. We have a code. We have a dress code. We have a code of conduct. And you know, brother, 79% of conclave brothers are active passport holders. Half that number goes back and forth out of the country a half a dozen times a year or more. We haven't had one incident like Floyd in 5 years. Not one. We had a really nice yacht party in Miami.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that. Not one incident of Me Too. Not one incident of brother getting too handsy. Not one incident of it. Not one. Because we have a code. So I am not interested, personally, I statement. I am not interested in fielding questions about brothers we do not know, have never met in person, broke bread with, talked with, cried with. When we close the doors, there are a lot of things that happen in the conclave that you will never, ever see online. Ever. Yeah. Okay? I am not interested in discussing with people, other black men that I do not know, have never met, but somehow I'm supposed to be held to account for what they do. I am interested in talking about what my brothers at the conclave do. That's why I'm at with it.
Facts. All right, so without further ado, I mean, let's just keep this thing going, man. Shout out to Obsidian. Appreciate you, man. And this next person I'm about to bring up, I mean, Guapo and I were talking about this, man. Hey, Obsidian, I don't know if you know, but this dude right here, he undressed. He pretty much he puts things, like I said, all three of you guys have different styles. Obsidian has his style. Coach Andre has his style. Guap has his style. Coach Andre's style is the layman's terms. He puts things in layman's terms so the common folk can understand. And he went off so cold. Even Guap had to quote him. I also have his book as well, man. Anywhere it's possible. He sold out. He sold out at the concert.
Yes,
Before I could buy a book, I'm mad, Dre.
You know what? By the way, I have my copy, signed autograph copy right there.
Hey, mine ain't signed. I'm gonna be pissed. Oh yeah, okay. I was about to say it don't count unless it's signed. It don't count unless it's signed.
And I got that. absolute last copy, that he was completely dry. I got the Gospel of St. Kevin got a special shipment flown in because it's the first book I ever had done overseas. All my other books were done in country. This is the first one ever done overseas. Literally flew in the shipment to my hotel suite. Over 200 copies. We dusted off half the shipment. I took the other half home. Like I said, I still have copies. These were not supposed to be sold in stores. They were only supposed to be available for Conclave Brothers only. But since we had some left over, I brought those back home. So anybody wants to buy a copy, they can get one tonight from me right now. I still had half a shipment.
Right.
Andre had a whole table of three titles
on the first day.
Boom,
by the time I got to the event, he was sold out. I was mad as hell. And I was like, Dre, leave me some copies. And he was like, oh, man. He's like, my bad, old Guapo. I'm like, dog.
Yeah, boom. And you know,
Go ahead,
this isn't the first time that happened. Last year in Houston, was at the Four Seasons in Houston. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Dennis Conclave brother, Dennis Sperling. Him and his son, he brought one of his sons with him. He had a whole table. But matter of fact, not only did he have a whole table of books, he had them bundled. He had like three or four books bundled, and then you buy them. I think he sold out $100. He was sold out in an hour, bone dry in an hour.
Yeah, that's the way it be.
But let me tell you the fun thing y'all don't know about Coach Andre. He sold out his books. He was hot. He was like, I didn't bring enough books. He was actually, he underestimated himself. Jay was like, I could have got him. But anyway, I'm gonna bring this man up, man. This is the roast master, the person who put things in layman's terms. And I want to make it clear. This is not like a jump on Anton thing. Like, just to be clear, Anton, if you ever get to watch this, none of us are attacking you personally, and we never have. I've never said one bad thing about you ever. I respect you. I paid for a consultation with you. I respect you. But, you know, sometimes you got to get called to the front of the congregation. So without further ado, let's bring up the Coach Andre. Like, Jay, Guap, can you give me the round of applause for Coach?
I got you.
I feel like I was listening to my own eulogy. I'm like, goodness gracious. I don't know if I was being announced to go on stage or I was listening to my own eulogy. Either way, man, I appreciate the kind words that you guys were presenting. Shout out to Obsidian for such a great book, The Gospel of St. Kevin. Yes, sir, man. Got my autograph. So make sure you guys get your autograph copy as well. As Obsidian has been saying, make sure that you guys order a copy directly from him. You could just use the Cash App, or you could use the Super Chats. Cash App or the PayPal, and reach out to him. He'll make sure that you get a signed autograph copy, only $100. Listen, you guys spend that much when you're giving towards the Nika Marie in Six to Goddess. So I know that you got that money. So go ahead, let Black men support Black men by purchasing your copy of Obsidian's The Gospel of St. Kevin. I promise you it will be a book that you're going to definitely appreciate having a one of a kind in your library. Shout out to you guys that are here, that are supporting.
Now watch this. Obsidian, I was looking, because when you're running the panel, you can see people in the background. As Dre's talking, Obsidian's nodding his head in approval, right? Now watch this. I'm just saying this for everybody on the panel. Did I pay anyone to come on this panel?
No.
I wish you did. Damn. I gotta pay these taxes, son.
I asked everybody to come on this panel.
I like to eat, so yeah.
The point I'm making is the alley-oop that Dre just threw Obsidian didn't pay him or ask him to do that. This is how we look out for each other. This is how we support each other. This is how we respect each other. So when the younger fellas said, oh, it's a bunch of old heads talking, you guys can learn something, because this is how we get down. This is what we do. You and Obsidian, you know this. I think Guap's the youngest, Guap's the baby. But normalcy is gone. After we leave this earth, you guys are in trouble, because we're the last generation of normalcy. You guys are off the chain. It's
Great
like, there's not gonna be nothing left. Dre and I are the same age. Guap's the youngest. I'm sitting there about the same age.
We're all
It's
Gen Xers. We're all Gen Xers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm at the very end of Gen X, but I made it.
Oh yeah, Guap always lets me know. Like, yeah, man, I'm 9 years older. You know, you're 11 years older than me. Guap,
That's right.
Guap,
I was born in the 70s, man. I made Gen X now. Don't do that.
well, I'm just
Way up
saying.
to 1980.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I was just studying earlier today. I was just looking into it because there was another situation I was looking into, and there is a difference in the generations with regard to masculinity. Now, Generation X, following on the heels of baby boomers, what defines us as men as our get her done, do it yourself, kind of suspicious of institutional authority. I know I am. I'm not paranoid, maybe a little bit, but I'm kind of suspicious of government overreach, of anything top down institutional. I always kind of give it a side eye. I'm a very hands-on type of man. If I don't like something, I go and step in and handle it myself. Whereas the millennial generation of men, their sense of masculinity derives from the institutions. It derives from being institutionally connected, institutional, work-life balance, and like there's no such thing. Like I need Generation X man talking about work-life balance. I've always worked when I was a tradesman, right out of high school, until I retired at 40. My typical day began at 4 o'clock. I punched in at 7 and I punched out like around 10 at night. And then did it all over again, 6 days a week, 65 hours on my feet for 22 years straight with only one vacation on my service record. What work-life balance? What?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the whole thing. It's like you got to remember, I'm sitting. We didn't have phones. Like, and I hate having these conversations. That's when we know we get old. When we compare what we didn't have compared to what they do have. Our parents used to be like, "Boy, I used to walk 5 miles to school." You know what I mean?
Uphill both ways.
Exactly. Exactly. But now it's a different world, man. They're lazy. It's just a whole different thing that they're just basically cooked. But Dre, it's on you, man. We've been covering things. We have an all-star panel. We can talk about the Floyd thing in Brazil. I was leaving Brazil for Guap. You're in Colombia. Obsidian laid it out exquisitely of his take on everything, and the Stella got a groove back example and all of that. I don't know when you came in, Dre, but what is your take on everything? Where do you stand on this?
I stand on the same. Here's how I look at it in all sincerity. And this is just a quote statement that I'm paraphrasing from Dave Chappelle. Remember when Kanye just was flipping out? He was on his meds and he was just, saying that slavery was a choice. And he was saying, just outlandish things and just embarrassing himself with every word that come out of his mouth. And it just got worse and worse. And then Kim Kardashian was going through what they were going through back and forth as co-parents. And Dave Chappelle said this. Dave Chappelle said, be careful how you treat people now, because you never know when it's your turn and you're going to need somebody to be there and be patient with you. I continue to say that this travel experience outside of you military brothers and a few of you other advanced brothers, it's a new experience for Black men in masses. We're going to have the gentlemen and the mature men getting passports over the next few years. The men that accomplish great things, opening up businesses, Airbnbs, for example, starting food trucks or restaurants with passports. We're going to see men with kids, shout out to El Guapo Jr., having families based on the fact that they met their loved one with passports. It's going to be a lot of amazing things that's going to take place, gentlemen, for Black men over the next 5-10 years with passports. But we're going to have to admit that over the next 5-10 years, there's going to be some monsters that showcase themselves every blue moon too. Whether they're guilty or innocent, we're going to have to admit that there will be moments where we're just going to have to keep certain people in prayer and hope that justice is served and that lessons are learned. But when it comes to coming with pitchforks and axes, let's let Anton do that. Let's let the American women do that. But to come with pitchforks and axes, as many of you guys who have watched his channel, supported the guy's channel, and I'm going to say this, just kind of like break it down, a conversation that I had with Austin yesterday. I say how easily we forget when we were failing, the passport bros circle the wagons around us. I say how easily you forgot when you're being attacked by people from around the world when you said, leave the United States is just that bad, and everybody came after you except for the passport bros. I say how easily, brother, we forget when you were going through issues and on a live stream with your mom yelling at you, putting down your dad, incidences where breasts were out, and the world mocked and laughed at you, except for the passport bros. How easily we forget when you were going through that situation in Brazil, and you said something that was correct, but you said it on camera. And based off the world, you were ran out of Brazil, and the world laughed at you and mocked you, except for the passport bros. So now you sit back and see what the person who you brought into the community is going through. Instead of just saying, let's let justice prevail and I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Instead of saying that, Austin, you made the mistake, like many of us can make mistakes, of trying to use the exact passport bros that had your back. If I defame them enough, then guys won't remember that I brought him into the fold of this travel space. And I introduced him to the world by way of live streams. In other words, we can't do what the world does. We can't come with the pitchforks and the axes, because there's a day that may come for some of us where we do not want somebody to come after us with the pitchforks and the axes. So that's why I'm making a statement in regards to a lot of us need to sit back and think about how many times guys in travel community has had our back. And I think the pressure that we put on each other sometimes as men that travel is this, that we need to be perfect in these streets, and we aren't perfect. We're just regular men. Some of us are going to do some great things out here as I started, and some of us are going to be exposed for who we are, and that's men with flaws. It might be the Floyds, it might be the J. Rillos, and if we aren't careful, the next person might be you, whoever it may be. And you might need the passport bros to circle the wagon around you.
Bruh.
Yeah.
And this is why I say Andre is my favorite live streamer, bro. And look, no Diddy, bro, but like this is exactly why. This is where I hope to be in 10 years mentally. Seriously, because that's. And we look, I don't want to secret squirrel. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say anything.
Man, what you gonna say?
I'm gonna say this.
Squirrel?
I'm gonna say this. Here's what happens. All right, you know how 50 Cent is notorious for putting cats on blast, right? You know, they act tough in public, and then behind the scenes, they want some help. They might need some dough. They might need a lawyer and stuff like that. Let me just say this. it's the same thing in the content creator community. When you get in trouble, you reach out to the person with the global network and you ask for help. And I'm not telling you like I think. I'm telling you what I know. And what Andre just said is the absolute truth, yo. And I'm not going to put anybody on blast, and I will not confirm or deny anything, but I'm just letting you know. Cats that pop slick now have asked for help. It's like, man, what are you doing, bro? Like, why are you, what do they say? Look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that right, Obsidian?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know, that's from the Invasion of Troy, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Looking a gift horse. The Odyssey by Homer. Is that right?
No, that would be the Iliad.
Yeah.
The Iliad.
The Iliad, yes. The Iliad was the invasion. The Odyssey was they were trying to get back to Ithaca. That's why I asked Obsidian. Boy, I'm a seafood like Anton. Let's go.
Andre said something I wanted to pick up on. Keep everybody on the thing, because this is important. So there was a statement by a brother in the chat room earlier, Richie, about a half an hour ago, before we all came together. Words to the effect of these old brothers are talking and so on and so forth. Let me pick up on what Brother Andre said. So, yeah, men need a code to keep them on the straight and narrow. A code is, first of all, the word code, C-O-D-E. The word code comes from the Latin codex, C-O-D-E-X, which means a block of wood, a set of laws that you write down on a block of wood. But it has an even older meaning and an older word, codex, C-A-U-D-I-X, which literally means tree trunk. Okay, a tree. A code is what roots you as a man. Okay, that's what it does. And in order for you to have a code, it has to be codified, written down, and it also has to be reinforced by other men. The reason why I am such a proponent for the conclave is because that's what we do. The iron sharpening iron and keeping us all in line. Okay? This is the reason why we can have ladies under very strict conditions and there be no Me Too. There be no assaults, no drunken, groping and all that, because we have a code. We enforce the code. We have clear rules of engagement. So what's going on here in the instance, the J Rello, that was another name I forgot about, J Rello, Floyd, and anyone else. If you notice, these tend to be lone wolf types.
True.
They tend to be brothers that are not moving as part of a team. They don't have a code. There is nobody there to keep them on the straight and narrow. The conclave is a lot different. There is a code. We have brothers that keep each other on the straight and narrow. And that is the reason why in 5 years of operation, inshallah, 6 years next year, we haven't had any bad reports. None. Because we have a code. This right here, Kevin Samuels gave us a code. It was just in video form. And I said to him, listen, man, somebody needs to take, I wasn't even pitching it for me. I just said somebody. I said, listen, somebody needs to take all of your videos or the most impactful ones, the ones that got the most fever, the most views and all that. They need to take those, sit down and write down what you said so that it's recorded. It's on wax, so to speak, for all time. And then people can actually go back and read it so they don't rely on TikTok. You did a 2-hour live. They go to TikTok and see 60 seconds and they'll go, jumping out the window like George Reeves' Superman in the 1950s. He said, it's a great idea. You should write it. So I ended up doing that 2 years after his passing. This is a kind of unofficial codex of the Black manosphere. You want to know what our code is? Here you go. Right here.
Let's go.
That's our code.
Mm-hmm. and it's a solid code. Obsidian, I got to jump in. One of my guys he sent it to me on accident. What is your cash out, Obsidian?
$ Obsidian Radio. $ Obsidian Radio.
Let's put that in the chat because he accidentally sent it to me. He's like, "Can you please send it to Obsidian?"
Have him email. I'm gonna put my email in the chat room. So everybody, when you buy a copy of the book, if you want it signed, $100. I need to know who to sign it out to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it on the air live right now while I'm here. And I need you to email me so I know where to mail it to. I don't want anybody buying. These are expensive books. Let's be honest here. There's nothing to sneeze at. See, no, there's nothing to sneeze at. I want you to get your books. So please let me know who to sign it to. I'm gonna put my email in the chat room. Everybody can have my email. You can reach me anytime. I need you to tell me who to sign it to and where to mail it to. All right. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat right now. In the private chat.
And one of the reasons why I made the statement that I just recently made about don't come to everybody else with pitchforks and axes. And what I mean by is this, I'm going to give a little bit of clarity. With the situation with Jay Rillo because from what I'm hearing, Jay Rillo is still trying to get out of Kenya if he made it out, but the country is not happy. Also, the scenario with Floyd is demonstrative, evil, monstrous, if that's exactly what the brother did. I mean, messing with kids is just, we don't even have to explain that. That does not mean that all Black men that travel are like that.
Facts.
I am not about to set on fire the Passport Bro movement to save face for me if I introduced you to a certain person. Andre said, introducing, like I'm Steve Harvey, Floyd.
Harvey
introduced you to Floyd. I'll just give you a paraphrase. And I showed you all of Jay Rillo. Introducing Jay Rillo. And then when they do something stupid and I introduce them, I am not, in order to save face, going to set my neighbor's house on fire so you watch his house burn so you won't look at me in regards to what took place, whether with Jay, whether it be with Floyd, whether it be with a Pookie or Ray or Nook. I'm not about to set other men on fire that have nothing to do with the stupidity, the idiocy, the evilness that other men have been doing. And that's what my point was with my first statement. We cannot go around. We should not. Go ahead.
Let me give some pushback. Okay, and I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. One thing I've done for Austin, like when he first got in trouble with Brazil, I always qualify it to his age and him being young. Is it possible that he panicked and that was a panic move? Would you accept that?
No. Okay. You got to grow up one day.
Okay.
We just talked about our generation X, generation the millennials, generation Z. There's a time where you've been out here in the streets with us long enough to where you got to grow up. You can't panic zone like you panic zone on the Jay Rillos. You can't panic zone now the Floyd situation. You panic zone. I understand oh my God, I didn't introduce these people and I had these people on I got you. I understand that. We could have did that when we had Austin on our channels, couldn't we? Had not, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Could when he went through what he went through, plenty of people could have said, "Well, you had him on your channel, Andre. Well, El Guapo, well, Richie Mac."
I had him on. Yeah.
Did any of us attack the Passport Bros and set the Passport Bros on fire because of what Austin was doing?
No.
Did any of us do that?
If anything, as a matter of fact, and you referenced very disturbing. I was that did something to me watching his mother when he came back to the States. It was about 2 years ago. He came back to the States, and I believe he's originally from Dallas, Texas, and he came home, and his mother, the way his mother talked to him and cursed at him, talked about his father, that hurt me. And I'd never met Austin, let alone talk to him. I attempted to reach out to him to try to get him at the Conclave in 23 in Atlanta. And I was never able to get with him. And then here we are today in the end of 2025. It's a cautionary tale. Me-I statement. I think it's a cautionary tale. We are older gentlemen. I do think we have a responsibility to younger black men. I do think we have that. And Austin, I see, is a cautionary tale for us older brothers not to, pull him aside, brothers like that aside. I'm a big advocate for mental health. I take it very seriously. The kosher clinician, Professor Odie. We're going to have Jeffrey St. James, Ask a Brother podcast. We're going to have some other brothers that are red pill aligned, black male aligned, certified mental health professionals in confidence and dignity, dealing with these issues. I really feel bad about the Austin Holloman situation because it's clear, for whatever reason, father not there, very deeply, his mother is, there's that. So, I mean, I really feel bad about that. I see that as a cautionary tale for us. We have a lot of work to do, brothers, with the Conclave. We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, the work goes on. Sure.
Yeah.
Team, listen. I need to Rich, I apologize. I need to slide out. LeBay is waiting for me, if you don't mind. You forgive me? Uh-oh, they done left me up here by myself. Rich, I know you hear me. Oh, he's chewing. You ain't slick.
You know what time of morning it is. You know Rich, you go get something for breakfast.
I was doing my calorie intake as you.
I got you.
Because I know one.
But I'll say this, man. It has been an honor to be up here with my Conclave brothers.
Coach Andre's here now. That's why I like the way we're like kind of.
Yeah. Is he glitching or is it just me?
You there, Dre?
He's glitching. That's you. That's Richie glitching. I'm looking at it from.
Yeah, Rich, you're glitching a little bit, brother.
Yeah, you're glitching bad.
Okay.
I'm frozen like this.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I know, right?
But team, here's what I'll tell you. We're always going to be stronger together than we will ever be apart. You know, tearing somebody else down does not build you up. Blowing out their candle doesn't make yours shine brighter. You know, that goes to the Antons, to the Austins, to everybody else, like for real. And I talk about this from day one on my channel. Success leaves clues and success principles translate. And I'm going to tell you, y'all got to stop playing with people's names and reputations. Stop. It's not a joke. It's not a game. The internet doesn't just by virtue of you being behind a camera doesn't keep you safe in this real world. And that's not a threat. What I'm saying is the world will deal with you, not El Guapo or any other content creator. The world's going to deal with you. Stop playing around with people's names and reputations. Just stop. It's not a joke. On this panel right here, I would imagine we got 200 years of experience, man. Stop it.
Fact.
And that's why I'll end with. Team, it's been an honor. I appreciate you so much. Rich, thank you so much for having me up. You the man.
Oh, Guapo,
He's still chewing. You took another bite, Richie.
Mad at you. Go ahead and do the husband and dad thing. I ain't mad at you, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the husband thing, man. But hey, it's been real. It's been fun, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of conversations in 26. You're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of me.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, love y'all.
El
Peace out,
Guapo.
man.
El Guapo?
Yes, sir. I'm out.
Say out. All right, bro. Yeah,
You know,
man. So
Guapo had one. If I'm not mistaken, outside of Theo himself, El Guapo had the most crowded breakout session. So this year,
Oh yeah, he had a great
we
one.
did the main stage in the main ballroom, but we also had simultaneously smaller breakout sessions. Aside from Theo, who I mean, you don't want to plan anything when Theo's around because everybody gonna go see Theo. But he's like a rock star for real. But aside from him, El Guapo had the most crowded session. That was a seminar session. The room, it was jam packed. You can't even get into places. Standing room only. Everybody want to hear the deets on his I guess you could say his tips and tricks for doing things abroad, if you will. It was bananas. It's an experience. I've been so humbled. It's a family affair now. I had no idea what was going to happen. Brothers bring their wives. Or the significant others. Oh yeah, they bring their wives or their significant others. Brothers bring their fathers. Fathers bring their sons. Brothers bring their blood brothers, etc. It's truly a family affair at the conclave. It's a very humbling experience for me. I had no idea it would grow to this extent, but it's a hell of an experience, man.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was gonna say, man. It just keeps on growing. You know what I mean? It keeps getting bigger and bigger. You know, tell us how you foresee Vegas this year. Tell us how you foresee it.
So you know, we're going to Sin City, and one of the things that we want to do this year, we are promoting health in general, Black men, myself included. I am not. I'm on the line just like everybody else. We all could do well to take better care of ourselves. Mental health, physical health, sexual health. One of the things that I'm taking on myself is to see to it. It is Sin City. We don't judge. One of the things at the conclave, we do not tell a man what he should do on his dime and his time. That's it. That's for him to adjudicate. It's not our place to tell him, well, you need to get married or you need to do this. Or that's for you to decide. But what we do say, whatever it is you're going to do, be upfront about it. Be honest about it. The ladies have to have the right to choose and be safe. We want brothers to have a good time. And we have ladies. Some ladies want a long time. Some ladies just want a good time. We don't judge, but we want everybody to be safe. So one of the things we're going to be working on in Sin City, Las Vegas, is seeing to it. It's going to be discreet. Nobody's going to be put on blast, but we're going to make sure that everybody's safe sexually as well. That's one of the things we're going to be working on in Vegas next year.
Yeah, we having a sex education class out there, Obsidian?
Of sorts.
Well, speaking of sex education, that's a great transition for me to read some of these super chats. I've never went an hour and a half without reading one super chat, so I'm gonna get to these. Hopefully, this won't take long. It's not a lot, but let's get it out the way. Mr. E1976, here's to the chip jar. Thanks for you and everything you do. Let me get him his. You did. Where's E1976? He has his own there. Shout out to Mr. E1976. And for the Godfather of the Zone Tribe, we have Leslie Lynch, $5 holler rock. Richie Mack just got out of the hospital 5 hours ago, but I'm here for you and L. I was saying earlier, you guys, just like the Conclave is a family, the Zone Tribe is a family. We're the same people in and out every week, always supporting each other, loving each other, helping each other. So appreciate you, Leslie. And Leslie has his own super chat too. Let me give Leslie his. Super chat. There's a cure for this. I don't want it, baby. If there's a cure for Shout out to Leslie Lynch, the Godfather Zoom Tribe. Next up, Grand Rising, Richie Mac, El Guapo. DJ El Guapo, YouTube got me with the NFL Sunday ticket where I cannot watch any local games never again, but I will be a sucker. What is going on? Do you guys follow football? Do you follow football?
Of course.
I only follow the Eagles, to tell you the truth. But
what happened with the dude that pulled the fan at the stands and all of that? I didn't get to see that.
You're talking about the receiver for Pittsburgh. He was actually suspended for 3 games. He's appealing it to get it down to 1 game. He actually lost $50 million in endorsements, as well as the money that he's going to be losing per game. He lost also his endorsements kind of like shunned away from him because of that. So yeah, no, not Derrick Henry, but the receiver for Pittsburgh, Metcalf, DJ Metcalf. So DJ Metcalf is suspended for 3 games. Well, actually, the last 3 games, 2 games, I believe. Don't get me wrong. The last 2 games he's suspended, and also he lost $50 million in endorsements, as well as the money that he would have made for those last 2 games. DK Metcalf. That's why I said DJ, but DK, correct.
Wow. So is he done? I mean, was it an egregious thing, or did he deserve it? What's your take on it, Dre?
Yeah, he deserved it.
Okay.
He deserved it. You see individuals that yell at the teams for years and say all type of crazy things to the teams for years. And he said it was a racial slur, but in all actuality, he had no business being over that close to fans anyway. The game wasn't over. He should have been over in another location. So for him to be that close up to the fan, for the fan to say some racial slur and then grab the fan, he should have known to ignore that. And now he's paying over a $50 million price for 4 seconds of mishap.
Damn.
But sometimes you just live and you learn. Some people are going to live and learn the hard way, and some people are going to live and learn, with just a stupid tax. And that's what he's paying, the stupid tax for that.
Damn. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is having the game of his life on the other side of my fantasy football championship. And I got the best team, and this dude is just murdering. And this is just I'm glad it's just the 4th quarter and it's finally over. This dude is just destroying me on the other side.
What teams are playing?
Right now, the teams that are playing are Buffalo and Green Bay, and the game is 41-24. Baltimore Colts and not Baltimore Colts. Goodness gracious, Baltimore Ravens. I'm going way back. Baltimore Ravens and Green Bay Packers are playing, and Baltimore is up 41-24. But goodness gracious, man! And I was. The funny part is I was scheduled to win statistically 64 to the guy's 46. So I'm looking like, a 36. So I'm looking like I got this championship in the bag. And then here come Derrick Henry. Fortunately, I have a monster team on the other side for him to play against. So I still got a chance to come back in regards to this, but goodness gracious.
There it is. All right, shout out to that. Top notch, this for you.
Baby, throw that. Let them know. Let them know, Huey. Let them know. Who got the number 1 through? Hey, she knows she got the number 1. Huey got the number 1. No, that's number 1, baby. Y'all write in and let us know, is that the number 1 through?
Now I'm gonna tell you guys something about that. This woman, this cattie's beautiful, fun, fit, feminine, friendly. You can't have that in the States. A girl flirting like that. You catch a case by the time you got off the golf course, man.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. You'll catch a case right before you go, and you just see the feminine energy you feel from her. It's not just her body; it's her energy, her friendliness.
Yeah.
It's hot out there. She's doing her job, but she's having fun doing it, and that's the cool part about that video. It's not just her body and her curves, which are great, but it also just her energy as well, man.
Right. Right. Dre, you want to read this and respond to this right here?
Simple things like photos with children in the background. He said, I need info like that because kids gravitate towards me wherever I go. Sometimes simply as buying ice cream for a kid could be dangerous. See, and I know that we're kind of trying to be cautious when it comes to, us traveling and the things that we do for children, such as Tailor Made Dreams. For the last 10 years, him and a bunch of brothers in DR have adopted an orphanage. So the food, the Christmas gifts, the birthday gifts, even some of the young ladies when they get ready and men when they get ready to leave the orphanage because they're older, they help them get their first apartment for the first 6 months. They pay for the first semester of college, and so men will still volunteer and do what we do. There are going to be times where you go to countries and the kids will notice that you're an English speaker and they want to run up on you and practice their English with you. It's going to happen. Kids do see you as somewhat of a celebrity when you come from another country. So it will happen. And so I don't think our image is like, let's put it like this. Even though the brother Floyd deserved to be under the jail, we all know that. If found guilty, of course, and all this is allegedly. And so some of y'all think if we soft toe this, that we think that he's innocent. That's not true. We're just saying, like Obsidian said earlier on Culture Condition, we have to let due process work. We have to let it work through due process. So when you hear us kind of like don't give 100% opinion, it's not that we're sugarcoating. But A, we have to be respectful to the YouTube algorithm on the channels. And B, we have to be fair when it comes to due process because we don't know if the guy is going to be found. 99% of us feel that he's guilty, but that doesn't mean that the jury does. And so that's why you guys might see us kind of like just let due process. But when it comes to this whole thing with Jay Rillo and Floyd, it's not as global as we make it out to be. Yeah, it'll hit the States because that's where they're from. It'll hit Brazil because that's Brazil. It'll hit a little bit, on the news in South America. But the rest of the planet is not thinking about Floyd and Jay Rillo and situations like that. So when you go to volunteer and help children out in other countries, nobody's looking at you with the side eye. So continue on being a blessing to kids. If kids run up on you and want to be nice and just want a conversation with you because they're practicing their English, or you want to donate to some kids in a poor community, continue to do those things, gentlemen. Nobody's looking at us in other countries like he's one of them. No, they look at us like, wow, we're fortunate to have this person come, for example, Tailor Made Dreams in them, and adopting orphanages. Or like us, we give to the Children's Cancer Foundation every December. Shout out to all you guys that have donated by way of Cash App. We give to all December Cash Apps and PayPals go directly to the Children's Cancer Foundation here in Cali, Colombia. We've been doing it for 4 years. We've actually given away over $10,000. We're not going to stop doing that because of some idiot did something demonic in another country. We're going to still look out for the children. And some of you guys have hands-on hanging out and helping parents and children by some of you guys donate toys in Cartagena. You're not going to stop donating toys to children because of some idiot in another country. You're going to continue to donate and give and showcase and show people that not all men need to be feared when it comes to children.
Facts. Okay, let me read the next. I got Walter Watts with the $25 holler. I got a new one for Walter Watts. This is for you, baby.
Ey, la mini, cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce, rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve. sabe cómo lo mueve. Cinturita y avispa, pompa grande, luce y rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve, sabe cómo lo mueve. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce y rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Walter Watts. Get ready for that Zoom Fest 2026. We're already gearing up. Packages already being sold. I've already sold packages already for Zoom Fest 2026. I'm very excited about it. I've said it. We got to get it right this year, man. Every year, I try to tie in Zoom Fest with the Management Conclave, and something happens where I just drop the ball and we just kind of can't put it together. But I really, really want to try to.
It tells me that it's going to be different next year. We'll see.
Right. All right, that's what I was talking about. Let me get to the next one. Height, who is always dropping a $5 here, $5 there. Let me give you a thank you to Bernard. Height, this is the Christmas one, man. I got this has to go away after this time. So check this out. See if you surprise.
Hey, hey, I put a bow around the butt so you can put it in the hole. Wrap it up. Big player. $5, $10, $20 holla. Bless your heart if it's smaller like this, like that. Me and Richie Mac, thanks for the super chat. Merry Christmas, Zoom Tribe.
Okay.
I don't know. Did it glitch?
No, it was perfect.
Did you catch that? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, it glitched on mine. I'm like, okay, cool. Shout out to Bernard and Kevin Crawford, of course, with the $10 holler. I got to get that over to you too. Let me just show you what my man sent you, Obsidian. He wants his book. Let me see. He sent me something. Oh, there you go. Oh no, he sent it to you. No, he got it off to you.
Right. Yeah. I'm waiting to hear back from him right now. I got it. I'm waiting to hear back from him right now. I'm on it live on the air.
Okay. Perfect.
So Rob, I just emailed you. Check your email. Rob, check your email. I just emailed you because I'm trying to sign your book on the air.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. He's a huge supporter of the channel. If he believes in what you're doing, what you're saying, he's 1,000% behind you. So shout out to him.
Thank you.
Shout out to him for helping out. You know what I mean? Dre, you got any more books? Did you recop? Did you cop some more books, Dre? Are you done?
We was talking about how you were bone dry at the conclave. This is the second year that's happened. Now I go back home with books. I do sell a lot of them, but I'm really happy to see other brothers make money. Andre had a whole table. He had 3 book titles all over the table. By the time the end of the day, bone dry. I got the last copy. The last one. I got the last copy going out the door. 24, Dennis Sperling Esquire, he brought one of his boys, one of his sons, and he had them bundled. He had them like in bundles. He had them all over the table in like an hour, bone dry. Bone dry. Gone an hour. So the idea that black men don't read bunk. Yeah. We got a book for it at the conclave.
I didn't bring a third of to this day. Guys asked me about the books at the conclave, like, Andre, what happened? I didn't even think about the Friday and Saturday guys. I thought about the was it Friday or Saturday and Sunday guys. I just thought about, just have a certain amount sit there from Amazon. I'm like, if I have some left over, I gotta bring them back to Colombia with me or whatever. And so that's what I was thinking about. I had no idea that all those books, I appreciate you guys that support us. I had no idea that all those books would disappear within an hour. I have a book that's coming out that the ebook version is going to be donated to the guys or given away to the guys of this book that I'm about to describe, to all the guys that donate by way of Cash App to the Children's Cancer Foundation. They're getting a free copy ebook of my next book that's about to be released, and it's called The Unshakable Man. And it's almost like a chicken soup for the soul version of how men throughout history, modern day men, have overcome or have kept confidence or stayed strong during time periods where most men would have broken. And so I have in the book, I have a chapter dedicated to Bruce Lee when Bruce Lee was going through self-esteem issues. A lot of guys don't realize Bruce Lee has self-esteem issues. And so I talk about how he overcame that. Warren Buffett, a chapter is dedicated to Warren Buffett when he lost $10 billion in one day. How did he keep from being shook? I have a chapter in there dedicated to Jeff Bezos, how he says, I don't believe in having a balanced life. I believe in having a harmonious life. And so that chapter is dedicated to how you bring your life in harmony. That your family, he says, my family understands the value of my business. My business understands the value of my family. My family understands the value of my private time. My private time understands the value of my family and my business. He said, my life is in harmony, not in balance. And so he, in the chapter, he shows you step by step how to walk in harmony. The Navy SEALs, I have a chapter dedicated to how the Navy SEALs are taught how to use eye contact, listening clearly, how to use questions to make sure that you understand completely what that person has said. A whole chapter is dedicated to how a person is structured to have confidence by way of how they teach the Navy SEALs. Also, there's a chapter in there with Kevin Samuels, how Kevin Samuels was able to be stoic and strong during the time periods where women basically on a daily night were attacking him on camera as well as off camera. How do you remain stoic? So how can you become an unshakable man? So this whole book is dedicated to stories of how these men became unshakable and how you can do it too.
That's awesome. How many books did you sell, by the way, while you were there? How many did you bring?
I sold between 70 and 80 books in 2 hours.
Wow.
And I was so, for a second, I was disappointed. I'm tell you why. Because I want to take a photo of my table. I didn't get a chance to even take one photo of I set all my table up and I had everything, and I had the banner. I got the custom made banner with the book, details. And so I'm so proud. And so I'm going to take a photo. And then a brother walked up to me. He said, "Brother, can I buy a book?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Well, tell me about this book." And by the time I was describing the book, the conclave was for one of the first speakers with the doors open. And so as I'm talking to this brother, all of a sudden 50 brothers are standing in front of me when I'm showing them the book, talking about the book. And let me pull the book out.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna explain something that a lot of people don't know. Like reading, like I started out loving reading. Like I would read the Bible as a kid. I read comic books as a kid. I love reading. So that was my thing. But what people don't understand about reading, it increases your vocabulary and you don't even realize it. Because you'll read things that'll go in your mind and you'll use it in a sentence later on. And I've been lazy lately. I use audiobooks now more. I've seen it. Are you doing audiobooks? I think I talked to you about that before.
I do want to get into audiobooks. I do want to get into that. So that's something else I want to work on in 2026 is getting into audiobooks. A lot of brothers have been asking me about that. Right now, we just got the print and the ebooks, but we do want to move into audiobooks. Yes.
You have to, because your voice is so unique. Like to hear you speaking those words, I'm telling you, it takes it to a whole nother level, and it increases your sales. There's because people have options. Man.
Yeah, I just recently over the last month purchased the software from a group called Revoicer, and with Revoicer, I actually purchased theirs, and it's like one-time payment. And so I have everything that I need. So all I need to do is just sit down now and take the book's PDF, put it in there. It actually takes my voice and it actually reads it as an audiobook in my voice. But as for these books, I was actually explaining to the guy, I was reading to him, telling him about, because he asked me about Stop Making Excuses book. Tell me about it. And then I was telling him about Stop Making Excuses. And of course, we got the 44 laws of travel. But as I was telling him about that, 50 dudes walked out the door and they heard me talking, just giving him a description. And all of a sudden, man, brothers just started supporting, opening up their wallets, purchasing the books. And I had a great deal for the brothers for, for the prices. And I just appreciate the support that the brothers gave. And to see that we're still making this is what really blesses me too. To see people around the world still purchasing the books off Amazon. It's one thing to see us as a travel group purchasing our material and the Conclave group purchasing our material, and we appreciate that. But to sit back and you look at your Amazon sales and you see people from the Netherlands purchase a copy, people in South Africa purchase a copy, a person, you got 5 copies sold today in Australia, and you're thinking to yourself like, wait a minute, if I can make residual income off of my books being marketed and promoted by way of just Amazon, what about if I put them on TikTok Shop? What if I go ahead and create a Shopify store and promote that? And so I'm really starting to take the residual income in the art, because I love the art of creating books, taking a little bit more serious on the business side of it. So the next step is the audiobooks, and the step after that is going to be the TikTok Shop and the audiobooks and the TikTok Shop and the Shopify store, as well as I'm still working on behind the scenes with Theo regarding the publishing house. I actually purchased for $700. I purchased all of my own ESPN numbers. And so I own 100 of them for the next 100 books, because Amazon will have you for your books. You can't put your books on any other platform except the ebooks. You can do that, but the actual tangible books with Amazon, that code on the back, that code, the ISBN number, that code that's on the back of most of our books. If Amazon give you the free one, you can only have books printed from Amazon. But the U.S. Copywriting Bureau sells these numbers, and they sell them for, you could get 10 for $275. And I was like, wait a minute, you can get 10 for $275, but you can get 100 for $600. So I said, well, let me just go ahead and get the 100 for $600. So now the next 100 books that I come out with, I own the rights to post the books being printed off of any platform that I want to. And I'm very excited about that. And then when I come out with, a lot of times authors come out with the second edition of a book, meaning they add another chapter to it or some more information. I'm able to add another chapter to this one, another chapter to this one, or anything else that I write. And I have full rights to my own books instead of Amazon having the rights, because I use the free ISBN numbers from Amazon. Now, if you're a future author and you're writing and you're just getting started and you don't have the money to buy your own numbers, do like I did and many others have done. Start where you can fit in. Start using the free ISBN number with Amazon just to get your first prints out there. My goal for 2026 is to get 10 books created and out to print, and really start being able to be in a position to set up more speaking engagements as a public speaker regarding travel and opening up doors. A lot of people are out there talking about the subject matter already. I've been out here, and no use of me not talking about this. Richie's been out here, no use of us not talking about this. So I have the material. I'm coming up with the courses. The audio books are going to be coming out next month. And like I said, the new books, the latest book is The Unshakable Man, because I always think about the mindset of a lot of guys that are looking to relocate. And a lot of guys have the money, they have the family support, but they're so shaken and so afraid to go out on the stage of life to travel or relocate. They don't know what to do. So The Unshakable Man is a book to encourage men to prepare your mindset for relocation. You really don't need to prepare yourself for vacation. Vacation, hey, we can do that easily. But when it comes to relocating, many of us aren't doing it, not because of the money. You've got the money, but because of the mindset.
The Matrix got him in a headlock, Drake.
Yeah, the Matrix got them in the headlock. You know, they plantation bros. Like in the word, think about it. In the words of Harriet Tubman, she said, "I would have freed more if they'd have known that they were. If they'd have known, if they had known, if they had known."
And that was
Harriet
400
knew what they
years
were.
ago.
The slave owners knew what they were. The people in the North knew who they were, but the people who were enslaved really did. Think about it. By the time Harriet came along, this may have been a second or third generation of slaves. These people probably thought this is how the universe worked.
Yeah.
They heard about this place called Africa. They didn't even know if Africa was real. Their ancestors were telling stories, but they didn't know if Africa was real because all they knew was like, my grandpappy was born on a plantation, my mammy was born on a plantation, I'm born on a plantation.
Hold on.
Think about it. They didn't even think that they were considered to be.
He just said, Greg, I'm saying, is that racist? He just said my grandpappy and my mammy. Can we still say those?
No, it's not racist.
We can, because at that time period, that's how they thought. Broken in that broken form of Southern English.
Yeah, that's not racist. No, it's Southern, but it's not racist. No.
Absolutely. And so at that time period, she probably was absolutely correct. There were a lot that didn't understand. You do understand that there are people that have gotten free and don't live like this. What do you mean don't live like this? And if you think I'm kidding, in the autobiography of W.E. Du Bois, Booker T. Washington, sorry. He stated, and that's one of my favorite autobiographies, when he states, he said, when I was like 9 or 10 years old, Massa called all of us to, and we talk about the man that is the founder of the Tuskegee Institution. And so he said, he remembered Massa had called all them, the field hands and everybody, to the front porch. He said, so we all wonder what's going on. He said, I'm 9, 10 years old. I don't know nothing. He said, all of a sudden, my mama started crying. My uncles started crying. My neighbors started crying. He said, I didn't know what was going on. We're talking about the Booker T. Washington. He said, I remember I pulled my mom's apron and said, Mom, what's going on? Why are you crying? Why is everybody crying? He said, Massa crying. He on the steps, he crying. His wife crying, the kids crying. He said, I'm not crying, and a few of my friends not crying because we don't know what's going on. So he said, so I asked my mother, why y'all crying? And I'll never forget this, never. He said, my mother told me, he said, she looked down at me and said, we's free, but we's don't know where we gonna go, and we's don't know what we gonna do. They have been enslaved for so long, from generation to generation to generation. When they finally got the got the freedom that they deserved, they didn't know where they were gonna go, and they didn't know what they was gonna do. And I never forgot that, because for many of those slaves, they didn't know that they could actually be free. And then when they finally got it, instead of having to sneak around talking about it, and it was there, they didn't know where they were going to go, and in the masses, and they didn't know what they were going to do in masses. And
what makes it so cold about that? I mean, I'm a history buff. History is my thing, man. It's like in Texas, they kept them enslaved for a whole another year. Freedom had been abolished.
Yeah,
I thought it was a year.
That was 2 years. Juneteenth was 2 years after.
What was it up saying? You know?
Oh yeah, he's right. By the time the word finally got around, it had been some time after the Emancipation Proclamation. Lincoln himself had been assassinated, so it was quite. I mean, you're talking about the 19th century. Word gets around kind of slow compared to today. So yeah.
And going back to reading, did you know Booker T. Washington said when they were free, they kind of like meandering around, trying to figure out what they're going to do. He said, and we came across a crowd. He said, I'll never forget this. We came across a crowd standing around a boy with a newspaper. He said, and this was a little black boy right around my age. He said, and this little boy could read. He said, and you talking about a crowd of people, just black people crowded around this little boy. Now, mind you, we're free at this time period. He said, none of us could read. He said, but this little black boy could read. He said, after he got done reading, I waited till the crowd dispersed, and I asked that little black boy, where'd you learn to read? And he told him what state he was living in at that time period where he learned to read. And Booker T. Washington said, I don't know what I'm going to do in my life. He said, but I'm going to get to that state and I'm going to get to that school that he went to. And Booker T. Washington, you know, you fast forward the story, Booker T. Washington said, I worked in bars as you know, cleaning up bars. I lived in trees. He said, I just going to make it to that state. He said, I'm a young preteen at this time period. He said, but I didn't know where I was going. And he said, I didn't know what I was going to do when I get there. He said, but I was going to get there. He finally made it there. And it was like a school that was ran by a colonel. And the colonel said, well, tell me, boy, what can you do for us? And so he said, I could clean this and I could do that. So I got plenty of people to do that. And so eventually the colonel allowed him to stay. And Booker T. Washington said he remembered we were sleeping in tents in the wintertime. He said, but I was just so happy to be in school and learning how to read, and to sit back and see black people at that time period travel miles just to get to a school, to take the time to sleep in tents in the wintertime just to read. And we take reading for granted today like it's nothing. When our ancestors knew that reading could take your life to places that you could never imagine. And so when we sit back and say, get the book of St. Kevin, when we sit back and say, get the other books, such as my book, Anywhere is Possible, the 44 Laws of Travel, Stop Making Excuses, and then the new book that's coming out in a couple of weeks, which is The Unshakable Man. Get these books for your libraries. When Theo says the books are in the class, Theo say the books that you guys need are in the PDF. Some of us have purchased the actual books for class, so we can write notes and we can go back over it. And you know, it's just the feeling of that book in your hand gives you a confidence when it comes to being in Theo's classes compared to just the PDFs. Nothing wrong with the PDFs. Take advantage of them. But if you have the economics to purchase at least some of the books that Theo is always talking about, purchase those books, man. I kid you not. It will reading will take your life to a level, and like Richie just said, you'll start to subconsciously acquire terms and words that you never thought about and that you rarely hear. Like when it came to what happened with the young brother Floyd, I said that was zoomorphic, what he did. Zoomorphic means to have behavior of an animal. Yeah. To have behavior that reminds a person of an animal, zoomorphic. And I came across that in the book. So I agree with what you guys are saying, the value of reading. So purchase the books, guys. I kid you not, it will change your life. Remember, like guys, I told you, or I mentioned to you, I meant to say I told you, but I mentioned to you guys that most of you know that I did 10 years in the feds, right? I don't show that, right? I don't give off that energy of ever had been incarcerated, especially a 10-year window. Right. That's due to reading. The recidivism rate in the United States, because the prison industrial complex, I've mentioned this before, the prison industrial complex in the United States, the reason why it makes its money, not because so many people come to prison. It makes its money because so many repeat people keep coming back to prison. That's how the prison industrial complex works in the United States. 85% of people that have ever been in a juvenile center, jail, county jail, mental facility, or a prison, 85% will come back again.
Food's here?
How I keep from being a part of the 85% was reading. And I'm not talking about reading Donald Gowan's books. I'm talking about books that would take my mind and my life in a direction to where it is now and beyond where I am right now today. So when we talk about the value of reading, I mean, it's beautiful to sit up here tonight's episode. And I was thinking like, man, this is like having a black man book club to where men are just talking about the value of books and reading. I love to see that, man. And it's very important for us to not take that side of being a man for granted, the knowledge that we acquire by way of reading.
Facts. Speaking of reading, Dre, I mean, you gave me a nice transition. I got to finish reading these super chats I was reading. Dre, you know when coach get to going, it's hard to like jump in. You got to let him cook. Nah, it's all good. Shout out to the Tip Network, $9.99. What up, brothers? Man, I had Tip on last week, man. We had a great forum. He was talking about, you know, just explaining the game and the algorithm game and how it works and how, you know, how they got up to damn near. I mean, I might be over exaggerating a little bit, but it feels like every episode they put out gets them 100,000 views. So he teaches a class on that. So you guys make sure you get with the Tip Network. What he say on this thing, you know, can you handle the tip? You understand me? So
handle the tip.
Shout out to them. So I'm gonna get this is what he taught me. So now you guys, I'm not as turned up with my super chats as more, and I switch it up this way. They can't hit me with the Western name. So this is what I learned from Tip Network. I'm still gonna have fun, but I'm still gonna do me. You dig?
Okay, here we go. Oh my God! Hold on. Stay with it.
I'm gonna have fun with I'm gonna have fun with him. If I can't go, you know, the way I like to do, I'm gonna have fun with him. So shout out to Tip Network. Thank you for giving me that insight on how to not get my channel demonetized. Shout out to Uriah Victorious, gifted the Zoom to Thailand membership. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. So what happens is a lot of times, most of the times, my streams get demonetized. So now I'm moving them all over to the members only thing, so you guys can see it. If you're riding in the truck, you're taking a long shot. You just want to hear some company while you working. That's where you're gonna get it over there. Shout out to Uriah. Thank you for that membership. You did. The IT consult, $2 holler. Integrity first, service before self-excellence. Air Force Base. That's the Air Force. You understand me? Shout out to him for the $2 holler. IT consultant. Hopefully, I'll be seeing him at ZoomFest 2026 this year. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Kenner Entertainment, $2. No question, no comment, just the pure love of the game. Thank you so much for that $2, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You dig. $2 is in Thai money. That's about it's a little under 100 baht. So you can do something in Thailand. You can do something with 100 baht. Believe it or not, you can. So shout out to him, man. Jerome Payne, 5173. Can is BM just live without everybody's criticism? Is BMs don't need anyone's permission or accept ancestry of how we live? Salute panel. Dre, what does he mean by that? Can't I think he meant to say can't us. I think that's what he meant to say. Can't us black men just live without everybody's criticism? Black men don't need anyone's permission or accept ancestry, how we live. Salute panel. I mean, I think I know what he's saying, but that's what we do, man. We quit to criticize each other. Dre was saying that earlier. You know, we'll criticize each other when somebody else does something we got nothing to say. You know, it's almost like how I feel about my people when it comes to like legal situations. Like, you know, like if a police unjustifiably kills a black person, we marching, we screaming, we yelling, but we can't even know. We still don't know who killed Tupac or Biggie or anything on that. Anytime it's a black on black situation, nobody really, we just, oh man, we don't want to talk about that. We ain't no snitches. But if a police officer did it, you'd have all of that vitriol and all of that rah-rah. We should have that same rah-rah to hold people accountable for everything we do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, it's sad, but it's real. You know what I mean? So let me see. can I get a link to that Theo course? TheoWaf@gmail.com.
Yep.
TheoWaf@gmail.com. Appreciate you, Papa Bear, for the $5 holla. Appreciate you. Jen Warrior 9, Jen X in the house with the $4.99 holla. What can we give him for that $4.99 holla? I'm gonna give you. Have you seen the fireworks, Dre?
No, I haven't seen that one.
All right, here's the fireworks.
I'm done. Encore.
All right, I get another $5. I'm gonna bring it back. The $5 holla. Let me see who we got. Next up, 10,000 Colombian pesos. That's Dre's land right there. Eternal Brazil Senior says the last chapter of the Pastor Rose book named The Revelation, the cautionary tale for black men on the international stage. Dre, you might have to. You shouldn't have did that. You did the Colombian pesos too. Coach Andre might have to. He might have.
Revelation.
Yeah, that's a cold. Yeah, that's cold right there. We got to get.
That is. You know, I keep my pen in my hand. Let me write that down.
The Revelation. That is fire. I like it too.
Shout out to Ethan.
Revelation. What can I give him for the Revelation? I'm gonna give you the new one.
Ey, la mini, cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce, rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve, sabe cómo lo mueve. Cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce, rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve, sabe cómo lo mueve. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce y rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve.
Shout out to Etienne Bruff Sr. The Revelation. Be on the lookout for that. Coach Andre might have that on front of his book. Just be ready. It could go down. That's a great name though. Shout out to him. Someone left a super chat called Free Floyd. Do I put that up, Dre, for $2? That make it look like we kind of supporting that.
No, man. No, don't put that up there because somebody will clip that and just have
and it's
a
the
field
Lonesome
day.
Traveler did that too. Lonesome Traveler, why you trying to get me demonetized, man? You trying to get the whole world against me, Lonesome Traveler? I ain't gonna put up his thing, but this is for you, Lonesome Traveler. I'm gonna give you the blow up because you're trying to blow the spot up.
What, you stupid turkey?
I'm calling the cops on you, you son of a.
I know where you live. I will find you. This isn't funny. You hear me? You think this is a game? What the hell? You kidding me?
Oh my god!
I'm gonna sue all of you.
You see that one, Coach?
Don't get mad now.
Yeah. Oh, now you want to call the cop?
Hey, Rich, man. In the States, I have lost in packages of Amazon. I have lost at least $3,000 in packages.
Oh, how do you get refunded for that?
Man, dude, people will steal from your steps and your door and so much, man. And I'm living in the suburbs of Tampa.
Wow.
In
That's
Colombia, I have never lost one package.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Now, one package in Colombia.
Yeah. My brother, we were talking about that yesterday. He left his wallet at a spot with his money in it, ID, everything. He's freaking out. Nigga, they tracked down his wallet. He had actually left it in the grab car because they had to find my phone on there. They found his wallet, brought it back, everything safe and sound. Within 30 minutes, he had everything. So, yeah, that's what it is. Shout out to the new Zoom TV news format, Richie Mack. Also, Plantation Bros sadly become unfulfilled pink gator wearing Detroit player haters because of the 3Ms, aka the matriarchy misery that loves. Oh wow, that was a great
Loves
one.
Company. I know. I like
that's the Riviera group too. Oh yeah, take that, Dre.
He said the Matrix matriarchy misery that loves company. Loves company.
We got to give him something cool for that. We got to give him. Should we give him that radio? No, that's $20 holler. He got to get something with some length to it. Pause. Let me see. Where's my $20 hollers at? This is my favorite girl, Dre. One of my favorite girls. Just tell me what you think.
Yes,
Shout out to Riviera Group's been around with me since the beginning of my channel, always giving great ideas, great advice, man. I love the fact that he's still around, man. Happy New Year, Riviera Group. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully 2026, we'll figure out a way to collab, you dig? And since it's the Riviera Group, I got to give him another one. I'll give him Leslie's favorite girl.
Is there a cure for this? I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, baby. Ooh, if there's a cure for this, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, baby. Ooh.
And shout out to Ronan, who just came in, Ronan NYC, with the $25 holler, Ronan NYC. Let me give it to you. Let me give you something. Let me give you that blue dress. Dre, is this something you find in Colombia right here? Is this Colombia?
Ahí, está bien. Lo me lo tiene grabando Génesis uno y el otro no sé dónde está.
Actually, yes. In those towns that's off the riverbanks, for example, the Pacific Coast area, which is like 2 hours away from here, where you can go whale watching and everything off the Pacific Ocean. They've got rivers in those areas too off the Pacific Ocean. And those women are built just like that, dude. Them town girls from the Pueblos, man, dude, they are like that. And they still many of them still clean the clothing in the river. Absolutely. Right. Yep. Those small
I love
rivers.
that.
Yeah.
Obsidian, how do you feel about a woman how to get in the water and clean your clothes? But you think that's passe? What do you think?
That's no comment.
All right, I know what that means. I'm sitting enjoy your dinner. I know Jenny got dinner going on over there. We're gonna leave it right at that. You understand me? We're gonna leave it right at there. Coach of clinicians in the building. He said, "Listen, while I can move the conversation." Coach of clinician, man. You know, you feel like giving class.
As promised, I'm going to sign Robert's book. He did contact me. He gave me all of his contact information, so we're going to sign this live on the air right now. Want to get their copies, man? You know what to do. $100 signed, $75 unsigned. It'll come in a shrink wrap for the unsigned. For the signed, obviously, I have to open it so I can sign it. To my Cash App, 100 signed, 75 unsigned to my Cash App, $ Obsidian Radio. Hit me up after you order it at theobsidianfiles@gmail.com so I know where to mail it to and who to make the book out to. And with no further ado, we're going to sign the book to Robert right now.
He made all that rhyme too. You hear that Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay in there? He made all of them. Obsidian be signing, boy. He be at the conclave. He be in there John Hancocking all day. This is live, y'all. This is live. This is not Memorex.
All the way live.
It's all the way live. It's all the way live. There it is. There it is.
Appreciate you, Robert. Book is going to be in the mail first thing Monday. Thank you so much. Who else wants them, man? I got plenty of copies right here. They're ready to rock and roll. $100 to my Cash App. $ Obsidian Radio. $ Obsidian Radio. 75 unsigned. They'll come in the shrink wrap like this. Make sure you hit me up at my email address, theobsidianfiles@gmail.com. Let me know who to sign the book out to, where to mail it to. Very important. I don't want nobody buying the book and it's sitting here on my desk. I want you to get your book. These are expensive. Special conclave edition, limited edition. You can tell there are no barcodes on this. That's on purpose. I did that on purpose. You cannot buy this in stores. Can't buy it on Amazon. Can't buy it at Costco. Can't buy it at Barnes & Noble. Can't buy it anywhere other than me and the Black Manosphere website. And I'm giving you a discount because if you go to the website, you're going to pay even more. $100 for a signed copy, $75 for an unsigned copy. Whoever wants them while supplies last.
Obsidian, you got to tell him something super important. I can't believe you dropped the ball on that. Can you pick that book up? Can you pick that book up, sir? Yep. You guys understand the quality? Like this isn't just some thrown together book. This thing is serious, high quality book. This is something that will last for 200 years, literally. It's and with a signature on it, it really means something, you guys. You know, they like Biggie said, nobody appreciates you till you're gone. So that's gonna really be worth something because you know we ain't gonna be here forever. But that book is high quality, man. You're getting what you pay for. And you're actually getting a steal. So just remember, you guys, man. Obsidian is one of the forefathers of this whole movement. I gotta take my hat off to him and everybody else. When I met Obsidian, I tell you, I don't play. I say what I say to somebody's face. He's like a superhero to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I get to meet my favorite, superheroes. People get excited to meet me, but I get excited to meet them, and I get excited to meet my subscribers and all that stuff because it becomes so real. I think we might have lost Dre. It becomes so real. Is he trying to come back in, Paul? Yeah, he's coming in on a different one. Let me see. So we're gonna kick that one out and bring Dre in, the new Dre. There we go. There's Coach. I was just saying, Dre, about the Manosphere. You know, we get to meet our heroes. You know what I mean? People that like you. Like I never met Dre till last year at the conclave. Literally, you know what I mean? We've been friends for years, so it means a lot. I was just saying the importance of, getting the books you guys to make, because you guys put a painstaking labor into these books. It's not something you just sneeze up. This is something that takes work, and we know Obsidian's vocabulary, so and then he got to go and proofread all that. Obsidian, I know you proofreading all of it. Yeah. Matter of fact, speaking of proofreading, Andre, check your cell phone text message. I don't use WhatsApp too much, but check your cell phone text message. I need to know if the revoicer is the image that I just sent you, because if it is, I'm gonna go get that. Okay. Yeah. While he's looking it up, Dre, explain Obsidian. What makes it so cool? You don't have to read the whole book. It just needs to get the cadence of your voice. So you'll read maybe a long paragraph, and after that, you're off to the races. Wow. So So it's just amazing, man, what technology can do now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Andre put me on. Speaking of book writing, Andre put me on to Atticus. Atticus is a book writing software. He turned me on. Yes. And man, that's how I wrote. This is the very first book I ever wrote with Atticus. I wrote it, and Atticus does all the formatting and copy editing and all. So yeah, I mean it's a game changer. I wrote this book. This book took me 9 months to write. Without Atticus, without all the only thing I had working for me was Book Baby, which is the book publisher and distributor. But it took me 9 months to write this, 475 pages. Took me
a little over a year to write this, the one that started it all, 450 some pages. Took me about a year to write this, 300 something pages. And that was all before Atticus. Took me approximately 90 days to write this, the Gospel of St. Kevin. So, and the book that I'm writing now, because now that I have everything integrated, I have Book Baby, Atticus, and now Grok, the AI that I use. So now the book that I'm working on now will be done by the end of January, if not sooner. So I've gotten the book writing process. Once I get all the pieces and, you know, my book research and the outline and all the chapters and everything, once I get all that in place, the scaffolding, I call it. Once I get all the scaffolding in place, once I actually sit down to write, now it takes me maybe a couple of months, if that. If I finish this book that I'm working on now inside of a month, it'll be a new record. It'll break the 90-day record that it took for me to write this.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? The technology, we're just young enough to be able to appreciate this technology for what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is scary. You don't know it. I'll give you an example. As Obsidian was talking, you know, I just kind of came up with something while he was talking. This is while he was talking.
It took him 9 months to write the book before Atticus. He's endorsed by Kevin Samuel.
Sounded like Michael Franks over there. Sounded like Michael Franks over there.
Yeah.
I mean, how scary is that? I'm scared that I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah. That's great. Brothers asking, how do you attend the Black Manosphere Conclave? Very simple. www.blackmanosphere.com/BMC takes you right to the page where you can all the information about the tickets and stuff. Theo's got a new class. It's going to be starting March 9th. It's going to be a cloud computing course. You'll be a professional. It's going to be 40 weeks of intense labs and hands-on training. That's going to be $750 for that. The tickets for the actual conclave itself, all that's going to be on the website. Choose your weapon. We got payment plans are available. You want to buy the tickets now. Shannon will be going to Vegas more than likely next month to lock down the venue. As soon as we get that out, we get that straightened out, I'll be here. I'll be all over YouTube and everywhere else talking about where you can get your suites, because we always, when we get the venue, we get a block of rooms and suites and stuff like that. So you'll be able to get that too. You want to be there. Theo's going to be there. Theo's like a rock star. One thing I learned, you do not want to plan to like do a breakout session when Theo's in the main ballroom, because nobody's going to come. They'll pay for it, but nobody's going to come. Everybody's going to be in the main ballroom with Theo. It's like everything shuts down on Sunday, and that's his day. We call it Tech Sunday. Right. All day long in the main ballroom. There's nothing else going on. So yeah, it's going to be great.
That is awesome. 4 days in the building. My YouTube lawyer is a big fan of Theo. Let me greetings to Obsidian. I missed you earlier. Yeah, Obsidian did his thing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you guys. The Lonesome says it's crazy how they say it's legal for a guy to mess around a 14-year-old in Brazil. One of the locals though, that's sick. Anybody want to take that?
I don't want to mess with that.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
you know what? I will.
Where's Lonesome writing this kind of stuff on here?
Rich, I'll take it for a split second.
Okay, I'm not gonna leave it up. I'll just let you have it.
No. You don't have to. It's time for us to let due process work what it needs to be done, and it's time for us to kind of like move on to the next thing, fellas. We can harp on this, this situation, and it is heinous crime. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it flippantly regarding the young ladies, regarding their families in Brazil at all. Our prayers go out to them. But there comes a time where we have to say, okay, let's let life, the Lord, and the law take care of that scenario, and let's move on to greener pastures starting now when it comes to that situation with Floyd. So until some new headlines come out that gives us a little bit more clarity, I'm not going to say anything else about it. I don't care what other content creator tries to milk it and, you know, get as much out of it as they can as far as views. They can do that. But as far as we're concerned, I think we should just, you know, like I said, let life, the Lord, and the laws handle it from now on until some new information comes out. And let's not come out with mockery videos. When I spoke earlier about our brother Austin, I was not coming at Austin. I love Austin. I appreciate him. I spent days with him, hanging out with him here in Cali, picked him up from the airport and took him back after he was done visiting to the city. So there's an Austin that I know that's a really nice young man compared to the persona that many guys might see online. But as far as the Floyd and the J Rillos and all the Pookies, there are too many of us that are doing positive things out here for us to continue to harp on this situation or this scenario. So I've decided myself, and I hope some of you guys have decided within yourselves to say, let me move on from that and see, you know, and you know, develop your version of travel instead of looking at what another man's version of travel got him into trouble doing.
Right, I agree. DJ from Money said, there's no reason to back away from Brazil. This has nothing to do with Skylar. This is the problem with passport bros and all the other stuff. General X. What do you mean about that? See, this is the part that's frustrating for me. It's frustrating for me because it's only, like I say this all the time, Dre. Let me pull you down. I say this all the time, and you know me. I'm not really the dude to talk about race a lot, but I gotta call it for what it is. It's like I always say this, you know. When a non-melanated person does something, he takes the hit. But when a melanated person does something, we all take the hit. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to call that, but that's what it is. It's like we take things as a collective. When other people, they do an Asian man, any other kind of man, they do something, that's just on that sick person. But with us, it's the whole group. What's the counterbalance to that? Obsidian?
What? No, go ahead.
I was just saying, what's the counterbalance? Like, because we always.
I was about to.
Go ahead.
The counterbalance to that are men like yourself, Obsidian, myself, men such as El Guapo, the other side of the scale. And I'm not saying this flippantly, and I mean this. Theo Wolf. The counterbalance to some of the negative men that are out here in life in general, not just in travel, just life in general. The counterbalance to that are us guys on the other end that are doing phenomenal things. I do so many consultations with guys, and you know, and you probably can attest to this, Richie. The reason why many guys come to us for consultations is because we are the other side of the coin. We are the other side of the bridge. They say, hey, I've been with these party guys and I've hung out and I had a good time partying. And now they walk across to the other side of the bridge and say, Richie, I want to live in Thailand. What do I do? You're the counterbalance. Guys will come to me and they've had a great time in Cartagena and they've had a great time in Medellin. And then they'll say, I want to live in Colombia. And the party guys aren't sharing that information. Andre, could you share the information on how to live in Colombia? And so we're the other end. And so the same situation with the guys that are the Pookies, the Ray Rays, and the Nook Nooks, those of us who are on the other end that continue to showcase a positive image of Black men that are traveling, people are looking at us, whether we realize it or not. And I'm glad that they are. And they're saying that, hey, you know what? This may have happened over here, but I can enjoy Richie Mack. I can enjoy El Guapo. I can enjoy Obsidian. I can enjoy Theo. I can enjoy the Chip Network and all the other positive Black men out there to counterbalance some of the negativity that I'm hearing in some parts of the community. And that's the part that's important for us to continue to be the other side of the coin, the other side of the bridge that guys can say, you know what, there's still some good.
Sorry about that, Jack.
I think Andre dropped off, but let me just pick up where he left off. because there's a brother in the chat room that's got a question. I want to get back to that. Andre, I'll hand it back off to you in a second. My brother Pablo,
go ahead.
see, Conclave brother Pablo, he's been with us since 23 in Atlanta. He teaches a travel safety course, Travel Safety 101. He taught that in Miami in September. We got a lot of brothers. It's very important. You know, we got this in the black community, black men now. We have taken on this mythology. I'm just going to be honest about this. We've taken on this mythology of the Lone Ranger. Okay. The Lone Ranger, Rambo, you know, this idea of a one-man army, you know, that is mythology that you see on TV and in movies and stuff, you know, Superman, all that sort of stuff you see in TVs and movies and when you're growing up and all that. In the real world, let me break something down to you. I'm reading this book by Scott Galloway, Notes on Being a Man. He's a serial entrepreneur. White guy, can't miss him. He's all over the internet. He teaches at New York University Stern School of Business. He is an entrepreneur. He has an estimated net worth of about $100 million. He has, by his own admission, he has started 9 businesses. 6 of them have failed. Okay. But he kept getting money. He said it. His words, not mine, because he's white. He said that. I didn't say it. He did. When the world was on the brink of another Great Depression 15 years ago, Wall Street, the banks, mortgage brokerages, Motown, the big 3 automakers, they had both hands out. Now, these all white men, both hands out at the government talking about, give me money. They all go, all the bankers, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Merrill Lynch, all of them. They go to Washington. Obama hadn't taken office yet. It was still Bush 43. His point man to handle this, Hank Paulson, formerly of Goldman Sachs fame. They all go to meet with him at the White House. They sit down in front at this long table at which George W. Bush 43, he sits at the end of it. Hank Paulson stands next to him. Hank Paulson gets $700 billion to bail out the Wall Street bankers, all of them white men. He goes down. You can watch this on YouTube, by the way. I'm not making this up. You can watch this on YouTube. Into the Meltdown. That's what it's called. You can look it up, see it for yourself. Frontline. You can see it for yourself on YouTube. He goes to each bank CEO. He says, okay, Jamie Dimon, Morgan Chase, JP Morgan Chase, you're going to get $25 billion. Lehman Brothers, you're going to get $85 billion. Merrill Lynch, you're going to get $20 billion. He goes right down the list, giving these guys money. This Scott Galloway, in his book, talking about Red Envelope, said that they went from trading at $7 a share to 90 days later going into Chapter 11 bankruptcy. He said one of his buddies called him on the phone and said, yo, man, would $1 million help? He said, yeah, the next day he had $1 million in his account. Donald Trump,
Damn.
when he ran into trouble in Atlantic City, the banks, you can look this up. It's called The Choice 2016 Frontline right here on YouTube. Don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. They said that Donald Trump's name was so leveraged and in a situation with the casinos, and he was overextended. They said if he would have went down, it'd have dragged the whole economy down with him. They said the bank said he's too big to fail. We can't let him fail. They said not only did they arrange it to where he didn't have to go back into bankruptcy, but then they also wired him $20 million to keep him afloat. This idea that black men have taken on of some type of Lone Ranger, we got to stop that, man. White guys don't move that way. Silicon Valley Bank, okay? Look them up. Silicon Valley Bank, all right? White guys have mastered the art of working together, okay? They don't have to like each other. You think Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and Jeff, you think they like each other, man? No, they don't. But they all sit next to each other when Trump is getting inaugurated, and they're gonna do business. Black men have got to get out of this idea that you got to get it out the mud all by yourself. That's a bunch of bunk. You need to work with other men, leveraging our business, leveraging our money, and getting things done. Okay? I study white guy. What do you think I read? I'm talking about this book right now, Scott Galloway. Look him up. Read the book for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Use YouTube and look up Frontline and look at it all for yourself. These guys got both hands. And here's the other thing too, Richie. Check this one out. So you got all of these bankers, billions of dollars in debt, billions with a B, millions in the case of Scott Galloway. Where's the last time you saw a white woman calling any of these men dusty? Any of them? When? And you're talking down bad by billions. Millions of dollars. Where is the dustiness? Where? Where? A brother got a blight bill that's in trouble. All of a sudden now he's dusty.
Right.
Black men have got to stop this idea that we the Lone Ranger. We are not the Lone Ranger. We got to form up teams, man. We got to form up teams. That's one of the reasons why right now we talking about what we talking about. Why? Because a guy move on his own, do some knucklehead dumb shit. He ain't got a brother that say, now come on. Really?
I said the same thing. The same thing. It's not coincidental that men that fly solo, somewhat under the radar, but still solo, are falling on their faces. Here in Colombia or in other countries, I steady see it all the time. Dudes fall on their faces when it comes to trying to do this travel thing by yourselves. You just can't do it. You're trying to travel through countries that have different languages, different cultures, and then you try to ignore the brothers that are already still living in these countries already and assume that, hey, I can do it on my own because I got a pocket full of money. And so you're 100% correct. But you know what I don't wait for, Obsidian? I don't wait for the masses to learn to appreciate group behavior, the power of togetherness. I don't wait for the masses. I think that what's going to happen is going to start with the minority of us who showcase the value of togetherness, and then it'll reverberate throughout communities. But I think it's going to have to start with the small of us. For example, during the 60s, whether people want to admit it or not, the civil rights movement started with a small group of people in small pockets of different cities across the country. And then it began to spread out. But it didn't start with one individual. It started with groups of individuals that were part of, whether it be SNCC or whether the Montgomery bus boycotts, whatever it may be, the Freedom Riders on the Greyhound buses. They all were groups. When one got beat down, they all got beat down. When one was encouraged and lifted up, they all got lifted up. And so you're absolutely correct in regards to not necessarily the herd mentality, but a group mentality. And the one thing that I say that I've noticed that's successful, white men don't wait for all white men to work together. I'm going to say this again because this is very important to piggyback off of what Obsidian just said. Mm-hmm. Rich, successful white men that have fallen and gotten back up with the help of others don't wait for the masses of white men to look for help to get back up. It's usually a small group, like you just mentioned, Obsidian, the Jeff Bezos, the Donald Trumps, the Warren Buffetts, those small groups that have been helping each other throughout the last 40, 50 years to become richer and richer. Don't wait for the hillbillies in the hills of Kentucky to embrace them as a group. They say, listen, we know most white people ain't gonna do what we do. So we're gonna work within our pool. So it is. So we have to be when it comes to black men. Black people gonna have to realize that in order to get stuff done, it's not gonna start with the masses. It's gonna start with small groups working with each other, and then the masses will notice, hey, if it works for them, why don't we try it?
Right. That's a fact.
White men do not wait for white men. I don't know where that myth came from, but they do not wait for the masses of white men to get things done.
No, they just go make it happen.
Yes, they
Obsidian,
do.
can you read for that super chat? He's a fan of yours. Can you read that?
Yeah, he said, "What up, Richie Mac, Andre, and Zoom Tribe? The difference is that the global citizens roll with the entire culture with an open mind, and the ladies are just value added. The others bring their stereotypes with them, and it shows." You know, I'm glad he said that. It's something else we do at the conclave. And there was a brother in the chat room who asked, "How do you go about joining the conclave?" And another brother asked, he adds financial difficulties with regard to joining Theo's new cloud computing security professional course. So I want to answer both questions in turn in relation to this super chat. Keep that up there. So here's the thing. One of the things I teach at the conclave, I have a talk that's called "Success Will Change You." It will change you. You are a brother that goes from making less than 50 grand a year to a few years later making 5, 6, 7 times that. That will change you. You are no longer the same man.
Facts.
Eat the same things. You don't shop at the same supermarkets. You don't wear the same clothes. You don't sleep in the same bed. We're not even talking about women. Let me tell you something. Brothers go to the conclave. You want to know the reason why? And I'm being honest here. I mean, this is not cheap. This is a premium book. We offer a premium experience at the conclave. You want to know why? Because a lot of black men, present company included, I statement, a lot of black men don't know what it's like to sleep in a really nice bed. Okay? A lot of black men, and I'm not trying to, nobody has to, I statement. A lot of black men don't know what it's like to take a really nice shower in a real nice bathroom. A lot of brothers don't know what it's like to eat a really nice dinner. Do you know that black women now get, I think it's like 60% of their meals by way of Uber Eats and DoorDash? Did you know that? 60%. The rank and file black woman. Most black men don't know what it is to have a home cooked meal on a regular basis now. Most black men don't. When brothers come to the conclave, to a Four Seasons, or to a Westin in Buckhead, or to a Sonesta hotel, and then convene at the Pyramid Club right across the street in downtown Philly on Rittenhouse Square, or go to the Hyatt Regency in Atlanta or the Hyatt Regency in Miami, where you see palm trees and beautiful ladies. You forget all about Keisha. I guarantee it. We have not had one brother yet say, you know what? I love my baby mama. I never let her go. I have never seen a brother do that in 5 years and counting. You forget all about that. Your whole vista on life has changed. And what I say to brothers at the conclave, success will change you. It's all, you know what it's like? You know what's like going into the Black Manosphere conclave? It's almost like going into the federal witness protection program. You have a whole new life. A whole new life. A whole new life. And it's very hard to go back to your old life. You're making 150, 170, 200, 250, 300. It's very hard to go back to the hood after that. Very hard.
It's funny that you would say that, Obsidian. I'm glad that you, and I know you want another statement that you want to respond to, but at the conclave, when it comes to Theo's graduates, some of the number one questions that I get is, now that I'm making this money, the type of women that I dated before, what do I do now? Because I can date another caliber of woman. These guys are not accustomed to dating women that, or having the mindset on how to vet women that are accustomed to guys like you that are making 125, 175, 150. So the dating arena, not only you change, and now your dating options change. And you may have had a girlfriend that was with you for flat broke, when you were flat broke, or you had a regular everyday job. And these guys are saying that they're ending up in broken relationships because the woman that they had when they were only making 50,000 can't relate or keep up with, or don't understand the work pattern of this man that's making 150,000 now. And it's so sad. So many guys come to me at the conclave, Andre, I need to talk to you. I'm having woman problems. My woman who was with me when I was taking Theo's classes, we were having issues because now she feels so insecure because she's secure with a $50,000 man, but she is afraid of losing a $150,000 man. The other thing that a lot of guys come to me about at the conclave, after going through Theo's courses, working with the Theo's team and getting hired, that the family dynamic change. So now they change, their girlfriend has changed because she's insecure. Now the family is begging for money. You thought that you could tell your family, I recommend for a lot of you guys who are taking Theo's classes, and I mean this, and you're taking your courses, you get your certifications, and you get hired, I recommend that many of you move in silence. You start to move with a nonchalantness in regards to this, because a lot of guys are coming to me because they're saying they're having family issues with their mother, their brother, their sisters, because now the family is begging them. The family hasn't had in 5 generations, no one in that person's family has made $175,000 a year. This person is the first one, and their family still lives in the hoods of Chicago or the hoods of Bmore or the hoods of Detroit. And your family, you thinking that you're celebrating with your family, like, hey, I'm making 175. And all of a sudden, all the hands come out and all the begging come out. And the guys are saying, I'm so frustrated because I don't know what to do. And so this is a recommendation that I have for some of you guys. You might just have to just keep it on, for further on, keep it on a hush hush. Celebrate with those that's going to celebrate with you. You got maybe maybe you got a close friend, or maybe you got the brothers that's in the class with you. Celebrate with them. If you got that job, keep your mouth shut on what you're making. Because I know you're excited. You're the first one in the family. It's like hitting the lottery or being the first one to get drafted to the NFL. It's life-changing money for your family. And you think that you're going to be doing great by the family. And I'm going to buy my mama a new refrigerator or whatever it may be. Keep your mouth shut about buying that refrigerator. Just buy the refrigerator. Don't tell nobody about how much money you're making, because a lot of you guys are opening up a problematic box by talking too much to family members and your girlfriends, and even some of your friends that can't relate to the type of man that you are. My point in saying that is to piggyback off of what Obsidian was just saying. You become a new man when you're making that level of money. You cannot be the same brother. And I don't care how much you want to be. I don't care how much you say, I'm still down to earth, I'm the same guy. You are not the same guy, because the journey that it took to get to $170,000 a year caused you to become a different man just by way of the journey alone.
Yeah. There is a cost to this. It's just not a monetary. That's the least of your worries, is the monetary. There's I've talked to brothers. I'm going to be very careful with how I phrase this. I have talked to brothers who've had similar concerns that what Andre just said, and I'll leave it at that. They've had similar concerns about they may have been with a lady friend and she gets a little antsy that now he can afford to do things that previously were just not on the table. Family members who, the things that Andre said, friends. That's the reason why it's so important, man, to link up with your conclave brothers, because they're going to be mainly, I'm not going to say they're the only ones, I won't go that far, but they're going to be among the relative few. I'm talking about black men now. The relative few black men who can really understand what you're dealing with. I don't want to make this sound like a clique or a cult or anything like that. We're not that. But it's a different life, man. And I saw the need, because I would watch what happened to like sports, like professional athletes, right? And you hear these stories about these athletes, they make a ridiculous amount of money, and then 10, 15, 20 years later, they're flat broke. I don't want that. And me, Shannon, and Theo, I call us, the three Mouseketeers, right? We actually talked about this, and I made it clear to the both of us. Listen, Theo is essentially giving brothers the nuclear launch code. Okay, it's what amounts to a nuclear football. A man with that kind of, we're not even talking about millions. A man with that type of money can get himself in trouble if he's not careful. He can get himself in a world of hurt. And I don't want that on my conscience, on my heart, on my spirit. We have a moral obligation to help these brothers to navigate their life as best they can once the money comes. What happens with a lot of athletes and people in entertainment, Kevin warned about this. What happens, I talk about it in the book, what happens with a lot of these athletes and entertainers, there's nobody there to guide them and say, listen, your life is about to change and you're going to have to make some changes with it. And I'll put it this way, that may require, I'm not going to say it will require, but it may require you to make some tough choices, because everybody may not be able to come with you. And that's the truth.
True.
That's a fact. Theo, can you take, I'm sorry, Obsidian, can you take this question Grizzle Rider asked?
He says, question, is there a possibility for a black man that cannot afford the $750 to attend the BMC or live stream at a lower price? We do have a virtual pass option. I want to say it's $350 right now. The prices will go up after the new year. So if you're unable to attend the conclave, then the next best thing is to get the virtual pass ticket. But you better get it now before the prices go up. And you only got a couple of days before that happens. So I would recommend you do that. www.blackmanosphere.com/BMC.
Y'all got that? Got that? Okay. Let me move on to these super chats. David Dice says, we have greatness in the building. Andre, Ricky, Matt, live. We must be doing something right. You know what I mean? And the OG Obsidian. Don't forget the OG. Let me see. What can I give for that? What can I give for that? Let me see. Let me see. I want something to make Obsidian boost. Let me see. What's going on with my I don't know. I usually have good reception out here. Good reception. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna give him the brown thing here, but
There's a cure for this. I don't want it, baby. If there's a cure for this, I don't want it, baby.
And there it is. Now, I'm saying you saw that. Did you see that super chat? I know you're not supposed to be looking, but did you get a peek of that last super chat I just sent? I mean, that last dance I just put up?
He said the one by the real time.
No, this right here.
Yeah, you're talking about we have greatness in the building. Andre, Richie Mack, beautiful lies. We must be doing something right. Yeah.
No, not the actual super chat. The super chat video I posted up. Did you get a look at that?
I did. That's no comment.
All right. All right. Well, here's something that you can't comment on. Here's something you can't comment on. Is that real or is that AI?
You know what? The AI is getting so good now. It's very hard to tell.
I say AI.
Coach say AI.
I say 1000% AI.
Really?
There are actually, brother, you could go on Instagram all day long and find AI channels with young ladies that look like that, perfection to the T. You kind of like look at the outside of how the hair might wave or little things that you'll notice how there's a glitch here in a bottom corner that you won't notice because you're too busy looking at the body of the young lady, but something glitches in the corner. The AI is so good right now that there are AI Instagram channels that have over 3 million followers, that these guys really think these women are real and they don't care if they're real or not. And that's how far AI has gone. AI has gone beyond whether you realize it's AI or not. It's at a point where men don't even care if it's AI or not. You got AI scoring now. You got AI scoring with no real people. It's just all AI.
And you know the coldest part, Dre? You know the scariest part about all of that? In 6 months is gonna be even better, bro. When you can't tell the difference.
It is.
Oh yeah.
That's what's scary, man. We just made the cut to be able to see this in our lifetime, bro. That is insane. Let me see. Agreeing the panel, the stringers, gentlemen. Look forward to meeting Brother Obsidian in Columbia next month. Fellowshipping. It's T Mac right there. T Mac, Brother Richie Mac and Dre again. T Mac in the building. Obsidian better not go to Columbia without coming to see me in time. Obsidian, you going to Columbia first?
We're supposed to be in Columbia in 27. The conclave. So I hope to get to Thailand first in 26.
Okay.
Let's fingers crossed. Yeah.
All right. I want to, because you know who just left.
Who's that?
Who was the keynote speaker last year? Or this year?
Coach Greg Adams. He was in Indonesia, wasn't he?
No, he's in Thailand. I don't know if he went. He may have went there as well, but he was definitely in Thailand.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He's going to be. He's going to be with us in Vegas too.
Nice. That's perfect. Well, he's definitely. He was definitely in Thailand. I missed him because I'm in a different country. I'm in Vietnam right now, so I didn't get to see him, but he was definitely here. So,
how you liking it there, Rich? How you liking Vietnam?
I like it a lot, man. Anything, see, what I've learned, I couldn't figure out, I couldn't put my finger on, like, what is it that draws us to it's not just Asian women. What is it that draws us to Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Bali, Malaysia? And I figured out it's one word. Can you figure it out? You guys are smart. You probably figured out. What do you think if you put it in one word, what do you think it is that makes us so attracted to this place?
Agree.
What'd you say?
Agree.
Close.
You said one word, agree. That one word would be why? Because the women agree.
Close. What do you say, Dre? Huh? What do you say?
Look like I got everybody freezing on my end. That might be mine.
Okay. Yeah, because we can hear you. Can you hear us, Dre? Oh yeah, that's him. He went out.
Yeah, he's got a glitch there. Yeah, I would, if I had to sum it up with one word, that word would be agree. Because these days, in Black love discourse, the word submit is too charged. A lot of ladies conflate that with 12 years a slave and that sort of thing. So I'll just use the word agree. Okay, they're agreeable. They agree. Okay. Brothers want a sister that's going to agree, and if she's not going to agree, so on and so forth. And I don't advocate guys going back and forth and arguing and fussing and fighting. Okay, I need to find me a lady that agrees. Okay.
Okay.
And those ladies in your neck of the woods, Richie Mack, they're known. I mean, it's the land of smiles. I mean, disagreeable people smile? No. So agreeable people tend to smile. So speaking of which, you want another one word? Smile.
Yeah. Okay. Those are two great answers.
Not all, but we know how sisters in the States feel about that word smile. Why I gotta smile, Junior? So yeah.
Those are excellent, but that's not it. And those are great answers. Those are I couldn't expect anything less from you, but that's not even the one word. And I just figured this out a couple days ago because I couldn't put my finger on it. You know what it is? I was going to wait for Dre to come in, but I don't know if his phone's working or not. You know what the word is, Obsidian?
No.
Respect. It's respect.
Yeah.
The respect that we get as Black men, you're not frowned upon, you're not prejudged. This is generally speaking. You're not prejudged. There's no real racism stuff out here. That's why Black people are it's so funny how everyone's now coming out here like they've just discovered something. Even though I've been here for 6 years, but they come out here now and they're like, "Oh my God, it's the people, the way you treat men, and the cost of living and the safety." It all comes down to respect. Everybody respects each other, stays in their own lane. They're not loud. They're not anything. It's almost surreal being here because you'll see when you get here. You can't really explain it. You have to see it. It's like you trying to explain to somebody what Gino's cheesesteak is like, or Pat's, or whatever it is that you guys eat now, because I know you guys change it up every few years. But
it's still down there.
Which one you Philly guy? Which one is it? Gino's or Pat's? I hear this all the time.
Gino's and Pat's. But Black people, that's South Philly. A lot of white folks like doing that down there. Black folks go to North Philly. There's a place in North Philly called Max's Steaks in North Philly.
Yes.
Yeah, on Germantown and Erie. A lot of Black folks like going there. They have the big, huge cheesesteaks. I don't eat meat, so I haven't had a cheesesteak in a long time. I go to places like Monster Vegan here in Philly to get a vegan-style cheesesteak, and it tastes just like the real thing. You can't tell the difference. But
that was my next question. That was my next question. You from Philly? How close is it to the really dilly?
Oh yeah, it's really close to the real thing. But a lot of people that are meat eaters, they like the Black people go to Max's, and the white folks they go to Gino's or Pat's, and they're right across from each other. So yeah.
What is the difference? The size of the portion size between?
Max's Max's. I mean, they're half a cheesesteak is like this. So now they got another place on South Street called Jim Steaks, and they're similar to Max's. And then, they pull a mixed crowd, whites and Blacks go down there. But South Philly, where traditionally you had a lot of Italians, a lot of white folks go down there for the Gino's and Pat's, and they go to places like Chicky and Pete's and stuff like that. A lot of Black folks North Philly is the historical, ancestral home of Black Philadelphia, and we kind of spread out from there over the years. But this has been the case for Black people in Philly since at least the 19th century. William Still was among one of the first Black Philadelphians, and he goes back to the 1700s. So Philadelphia was founded in the 17th century. He came along in the 18th century. He might have even come along like either right before or right after the United States was even founded. So yeah, Black people have been here for a long time in Philly.
And enjoying them cheesesteaks. Foday, my YouTube lawyer, he sent the $20 holler. He wanted to ask you a question, but I don't see let me see if I can find it. I got to give him his thing. He just wrote me, said, "Don't forget my super chat." I sent him the link as well if he wanted to come up before we end. Man, we're almost at the end of the stream. And Obsidian, thank you so much for hanging with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so glad you did. In my mind, you're in your own other world over there. But anytime, you're always welcome to.
Oh, I'll be back a lot more in 2026. I'll be back a lot more because we got to talk about the conclave. That Andre, and I don't know what his situation is because he had a technical situation, but he did make a really good point, brothers. We need to. We understand what's going on with the brother, Floyd, and the brother Jay Rillo, and so on and so forth. And I get that, fair enough. But he's right. The legal authorities have taken control of the situation, and they will do their investigation and render their judgment. In the meantime, we have business of our own to attend to. My goal, the brothers at the conclave's goal, is to get as many brothers straightened out financially, mentally. Mental health is very important. Physically, physical health is very important. Socially, we don't tell brothers whether you should get married or not. That's your choice. We don't tell brothers, if you're poly, we don't have any judgment in that. If you just want, a lady for a good time, not a long time, we don't make any judgment on that. But we do have some basic guidelines as to how to proceed in safety and dignity and respect for all parties involved. Dressing better, looking better, smelling better, being a better man all around. That's the work we have to do. For brothers out there that I understand you may find yourself in a financial situation, this is the reason why payment plans are available. Okay? It's the reason why we have that. So if you are in a financial bind, I get it. You got a whole 9 months or 8 months. You got a whole 8 months to, you get you on a payment plan. You can pay the ticket off, find the ticket that you want. You can upgrade your ticket if you want. You can go from one level to another up if that's your choice. And get the tickets now before the ticket prices start going up after the new year. Lock your ticket in now so it's cheap and it won't go up in the new year because you already locked it in at the cheaper rate. You just pay it all off. Theo, what Theo teaches is something that universities charge a lot of money to do.
Yep.
A lot. When I say a lot, I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars. University of Pennsylvania is doing it. MIT is doing it. University of Michigan is doing it. There are a number of universities, good name universities, that are offering what Theo is. A matter of fact, according to Theo said they don't offer what I offer. They're doing something on a lower tier, and he's really doing it at bargain base. Not even bargain basement price. Damn near charity. All I can say to brothers is that if you hop on this thing, man, I have no idea. Every time we do a conclave, I'm like, I don't know if how long this is going to last. You need to hop on this thing. It's that simple. You need to hop on this thing. They're saying by the end of the decade, AI alone will have a valuation worldwide of about $17 trillion globally by the end of the decade. So we're going into the second half of the decade right now with 2026. By the end of the decade, it'll be 17 trillion. That's not even including information technology, cloud computing, databasing. That's not including any of that. It's just AI alone, 17 trillion globally by the end of the decade. If that don't get it, nothing will get it, as far as I'm concerned. You need to be at the conference. It's that simple.
Yeah, you got to be at the conference, you guys. I mean, it grows every year, man. It's, it just makes me so proud to see the brothers. Like, you got to, perfect. You'll get this, Obsidian. You know the energy that it's like at the conclave. You don't worry about no bull stuff, no people arguing, none of that vibe is there. The energy is just all like love and positivity and just trying to just like get to the common goal, which is to get to the bag and do it the right way. That's the vibe, right? That's the way I try to explain Thailand. You know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. You can't really explain the conclave. You have to go, and you have to go and be inspired. You have to see other men and what they're doing and how they're doing it to be inspired. It's the same thing. You can't describe the feeling, but it's there. It's consistent. It's what it is. You guys, he's right. You guys, if you get on a payment plan, that's what I would do. I would figure out any way I could. Like you said, you got 8 months. That's giving birth to a child. You got time to conceive, grow, and give birth. That's how much time you guys got to get your tickets together for the conclave. Man. So don't play yourself. Foday, I'm trying to. Foday's here, but Foday, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. I hear you now.
All right. First off, thank you, Richie. Obsidian, it's always a pleasure to see you. We have some disagreement on cheesesteaks, but that's another argument for another time. My thing is just very brief. It is about Floyd, and while I do understand and respect the fact of putting it in the past and keep focusing on being the type of actual world travelers who appreciate culture and everything else, I think it needs to be kept on the back burner for a couple of reasons. Everything that he has touched that's in electronic form is being looked at, not just by Brazilian authorities, but every financial transaction, every picture, every bit of metadata, all the financials are being looked at. And Brazil is the least of Floyd's problems, because if he manages to leave Brazil in one piece, so to speak, he will face charges in the US, because there are laws on the books in America that if you are committing sex crimes in a foreign jurisdiction, they will get you when you come back. And part of the problem is, and this is really what I wanted to say, in terms of who he has touched, it could be, I'm not saying it will be. As a lawyer, I'm paranoid. I'd rather be paranoid and wrong than go with the crowd and be right. It could spread like a virus. I mentioned the thing on Andre's channel. You could have someone on your phone, someone who you're hanging with, you're cool, no problems, but that person could be getting looked at for a completely different crime. This has the potential, I'm not saying it will be, but this does have the potential to spread far and wide and catch people up. And I would just say this, try and keep all of your electronics as safe as possible. Your chats, your communications, your emails, your special groups, as it were, and also including your financial apps. I mean, if they want you, they can get you. But try and keep it clean, and that's why I appreciate the folks I appreciate you, Richie, as you well know. I haven't met you, Obsidian, but I followed your content. I respect you. And other folks who are in the similar vein, like El Guapo, like Andre, and some others that I have followed but don't know their names. You're all of the same mindset. So it's relatively easy to be open and affiliate with you. But the general rule is be very careful who you affiliate with, because while you may be clean electronically and everything else, they may not be. And all it takes is one. And what I put in the super chat, Richie, is like the people who should be afraid are the ones who've had any contact with Floyd, especially if there was money passed, because my understanding was that he would solicit funds for his travel. That's going to get looked at. If there were any pictures that were taken, any pictures that were transmitted, it's all being looked at. And what I also put, most U.S. embassies have FBI liaison officers. They coordinate with law enforcement in their host country. If there's anything in that relating to any other Americans, rest assured that liaison office is going to know, and they're going to pass it up the chain. That's all I really wanted to say. But since Obsidian talked about cheesesteaks, come on, man. Geno's and Pat's are nothing but tourist traps. I mean, Jim's is acceptable, but if you really want a good chicken cheesesteak, go to Ishka Bibbles. Me personally, I go to Geno's and I go to D'Alessandro's. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
Obsidian doesn't eat meat, but I still want to hear him weigh in, because when I think of Philly, I think Obsidian. What about those places, Obsidian?
D'Alessandro's is pretty good. Yeah. Those D'Alessandro's is good. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, Richie, I got to get up out of here, man. I'm about to keel over. Thank you so much for having me on. I will return in 2026. Definitely make no mistake about it. If Andre is listening, man, thank you so much again for another great recommendation. Revoicer, I'm on it. Until next time, y'all. Peace. We are gone.
Ow. See you later. David Dice, what's
Richie,
going on, man? What's
How you
going on?
doing, Richie? Back.
Richie, I will step off because I only wanted to come on for that brief point. Be careful, clear your apps and everything, and just what also they said is
hold on. Let me
work in silence.
Before that's my YouTube, Laura, let me just clear. I don't have to clear anything because I have no footprint of any of that bullshit. So
not you, my friend, but whoever may be listening.
The only thing you don't see in my phone is some badass women. That's it. And they're of course,
I treat Richie, I know this, but like any lawyer will say, you may know it, but I know you know it if I tell it to you.
Right.
That's all. And just be careful out there because it's too easy to get caught up.
Yeah,
just trust but verify. Richie, I want to thank you for the opportunity to get on your channel.
Wait, you got to get your super chat though. You got to get your super chat.
Well, I just repeat.
La mini, cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce, rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve, sabe cómo lo mueve. Cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce, rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve, sabe cómo lo mueve. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Ey, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini, la mini. Cinturita de avispa, pompa grande, luce, rompe la calle. Ella sabe cómo lo mueve.
Yeah, dude.
Greatly appreciated. I'll sign off now, but give my love to El Boogie and them big old legs.
I will, man. When I get back, I'll tell you said hi.
All right. See y'all.
All right, bro. Catch you later. What up, Gabe? We haven't had a chance to chop it up before. What's going on, bro?
And Richie Mack, salute. I never got a chance to meet you in person, so I just wanted to call in and show my respects because you're one of the many brothers I actually have a lot of respect for. Mr. Obsidian, I was trying to ask him some questions about the book, but I guess he had to go.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
I just saw the stream availability in the chat, so I want to shout out to Andre, Love Crossing Borders, because hopefully one day I get to meet you guys. I'm gonna try to see if I can make it to the Manosphere by God's grace, but I just want to, show respect and, to actually talk to somebody I actually admire, my man Richie Mack. You know what I mean? Your brother.
You don't know, it means just as much to me as it does to you, man, because I see y'all names in the chat and I see names and familiar and people subscribing and people, donating. And then when I get to put the face with the name, man, it means a lot to me, man. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, you have no idea how much you inspired me. Years ago, I was in the chat and I was watching your content and I put, I'm about to apply for my passport. I know you spoke to a lot of people. And I put in and you spoke to me about it in the chat. And that was, I don't know how long ago that was. You think you was doing a live stream. And that kind of, made me say, hey, I got to get up on it too and, get it over with. I ain't trying to be in the Matrix. I'm not trying to be here. You know what I mean?
That was my next question. But did you do it?
Yeah, I did. Slowly but surely, I definitely got the passport. But my biggest thing is I'm trying to get my parents out of America. Because I live for my parents. I want to make sure they're good because I can't be in another country and they're back in the Matrix. So it just won't be right by me. So I'm definitely trying to. The convincing part is the hardest, but that's the main objective.
Yeah, but you got an East Coast accent, so I know you're on the East Coast somewhere. Where you at?
I'm Brooklyn, New York.
Hey, home of the greatest rappers. I always say that. Home of the greatest rappers. Okay, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn. How you doing in gentrified Brooklyn?
I'm not gonna lie, Richie Mac. I mean, I'm here and it's not I'm here, but I'm watching you guys in other countries, and I'm doing like a mental comparison. And America is not the place. It's not the place to be. It's like a slow '90s R&B song, but no happy ending. It's not. You know, it's not.
I'm sipping ass songs and shit. When the baby face is old. But this is what you got to do. This is what I suggest you do. First of all, did you get your passport like we talked about?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So you're not gonna get. It's almost like rest in peace, Eldon Campbell, right? You know, Eldon Campbell is basketball player. He played for the Lakers. He just died about 2 weeks ago. You know who he is?
Honestly, I'll be lying if I say I do. Honestly.
Well, let me tell you just a quick story. So Eldon Campbell, we grew up in the same neighborhood, right? He played with Kobe and Shaq. He had the longest wingspan in the NBA at the time. Like Eldon was not like he wasn't like a Charlie Hustle type of dude, but he was big and he could play when he felt like it. You know what I mean? He was that kind of a guy. He wasn't like a Kobe that's gonna give it to you every night. He's gonna do what he wants. The point I'm making is Eldon became, you know, when you become a Laker or become a professional basketball, you make millions of dollars.
Right.
So he could have easily got up out the hood. But guess what? His parents didn't want to leave. We just built them an add-on. So they had like one of the only 2-story houses in my neighborhood. They just built the add-on because they just don't want to leave. I got friends that have like beef in certain areas where their parents are. They trying to get their parents out of there. They don't want to leave. That's home. So you can't force something that's comfortable for them.
Right.
But what you can do is get out yourself. And when they see the change in you and they see how you've adapted and what you bring back with the energy, it's at least going to make them curious. So you get those baby steps. So first you do, then you get one of them or both of them to do it for a couple of days, and then they'll see, because that's the only way they're going to do it. There's no way they're just going to pop up and leave. It's just, you know, that's very